Listen, that's what I live for. That's my mission.
And now, call QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 860-440-PAIN. That's 860-440-PAIN. 860-440-PAIN.
This is Reese on the Radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
There are rumors that Beyonce might make an appearance. I personally think that that's true, but we shall see.
There are. Oh, we're going to say this now. Can I say this?
Well, wait. Let's couch it in rumors and rumbling.
Okay, let's just say. So I mean, that's out there. The Beyonce talk.
You have to stay tuned, but I have it on really good word. The Beehive is buzzing right now because the preparation for the Beehive, it has to start early. Sources come from backstage. That's all I'll tell you.
TMZ and The Hill reporting that she will indeed be making a surprise performance on stage here.
Congressman was just dancing along, and he's excited that he's hearing rumors, which a donor confirmed to me, that she's also hearing that Beyonce is en route.
President of all things music and fashion and style, i.e. Beyonce, is going to show up. Queen Bey.
You all got duped. You all got duped. Beyonce's coming. Beyonce's going to be there. A big fat no-show. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your airing of Grievance Friday on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. I'm Reese on the Radio. Oh, man, that was the worst. I'm actually working on it. Thank you, Michael B. ReeseOnTheRadio.com. For some reason, it's not airing there, but you could just go to a Facebook page. I'm working on it now. But anyway, that was a big deal last night. Beyonce's coming. Beyonce's going to come up afterwards. Maybe sing the song Freedom after Kamala Harris's speech last night. But there was nothing. Nobody could even figure out why. Why did the rumors spread? TMZ was sharing it everywhere. Why is this important? To the issues crowd. I know who you are. Reese, why is it even important? I'll tell you why it's important. Because it exposes the people at the Democratic National Convention and the news media. Kamala Harris was the person everyone was supposed to be joyous and free about. Kamala! Kamala! We're united. We're joyous. We got rid of the old white guy. Yeah, we got a woman of color. We're all together. We are united. We're going to beat Donald Trump. Yeah. And what happened? What happened? Everybody went nuts because they thought a celebrity was showing up. Beyonce, Queen Bee, the Beehive. It exposed them. These people are nothing more than hacks. If Beyonce had showed up, what would that have said if Beyonce showed up at the Democratic National Convention at the closing night to outshine the candidate you've been convincing the rest of us is the most important candidate of our lifetime, the most consequential? The fact that an R&B singer was going to outshine, that's all you cared about. That's all you were buzzing about. Oh, my God, is she here? Oh, yeah. I thought Kamala was the one that you guys were so, it's Kamala, it's Kamala. Because it's not Kamala. There's no real excitement. It's all fake. It's fake. It's phony. Did you not recognize that Pink was there? Did you miss that? Pink? I was talking to Joey this morning. Have you seen Pink perform lately? She did. They just showed, Joey sent me this video of Pink flying through Gillette Stadium, where the Patriots play, flying through the air with cables. Does nobody understand Pink's gangster? Beyonce's not flying through the air. What's wrong with you people? Beyonce's got to bring 8,500 dancers out. Pink flew through the air like Peter Pan with a microphone, singing without a net, flipping and twirling. And then she came out there and she did an a cappella, What About Us? Singing What About Us to the crowd. She gets no love? John Legend with Sheila E. singing Prince's famous Let's Go Crazy. What convinced John Legend to ever be seen anywhere showing his bird chest, I do not know. But if that was the advice of his wife, I would suggest he never listen to her again. John Legend, it's not sexy. It's not sexy. You're about as sexy as a male librarian. Please close your shirt or jacket. Please don't do that. Never again. But I thought that was interesting. Beyonce completely stole the show, and she didn't even show up. It was incredible to witness, and it just exposed so much nonsense about these people. Just so much. I wanted to be, I felt bad for Kamala Harris. Because I think with all of that, everyone else was trying to, as soon as they found out Beyonce wasn't showing up, then everybody had to talk about what a great speech it was. They weren't listening to the speech. They just wanted her to get it over with. So that Miss Bay could show up. She could go out there and, sing her freedom song. That was their intent to do that. Freedom. That's all. If you think I'm kidding, let's go one step further. This is Manu Raju of CNN talking to people, delegates, and politicians at the Democratic National Convention, asking them a very important question about Kamala Harris's policies. Remember, we played a supercut of delegates and people who were at the DNC asking them about policies? Here, we'll recap yesterday. Here's what they said, the people who showed up.
What's your favorite policy of Kamala's? That's a hard one. What's your favorite policy of Kamala's?
Her being president.
That's your favorite policy position?
Oh, yeah.
How so?
Because it covers everything that she defends.
I'm really excited for her to restore reproductive rights across America. How do you think she'll go about doing that? I don't know. Fun question.
Yeah, what a fun question. We hadn't thought about it. So it's just, again, those are just young people, men, women, delegates, whoever they were. They were just there for the fun fair, maybe the free drinks, whatever the case may have been. Whatever. Everybody's having a blast. But this is Manu Raju from CNN asking House Democrats. What do you think Kamala Harris's policies are? This is embarrassing.
I haven't heard from many voters looking for white papers and policy papers. What they want to hear is what her vision is for this country.
The American people don't vote on policy prescriptions. I actually think the way the American people think about this choice is less about the minutia of policy and more about the direction of the country.
Are you kidding me? Even they don't know?
One. And secondly, about the person. Character, it does matter.
They don't know. So even people who have served with her, all of these people nothing. They got nothing? And then you catch them flat-footed, excited about Beyonce. None of this was real. I love the New York Post's cover today. But it's all a joke. It's just a joke. And this idea that they're excited that Joe Biden is gone. Joe Biden was dead weight. He always was. Now they can pretend, because it was hard to pretend that Joe Biden was a great candidate. It was really difficult. People trying to show you their moral chops. I don't care who it is. I'm voting for Joe Biden if he's on life support. I'm voting for Joe Biden if he's in a coma. And as soon as they push Joe Biden out, they go, okay, Kamala? Yeah, we'll support her. Jumped at it. It didn't matter. I'm telling you, they could have put a monkey in sunglasses and put a D by his name, and they would have supported it. They would have made well, the monkey's got to be better than Donald Trump. The monkey's not Hitler, is he? They would do it. That's how vapid these people are. And it's sad. It is. It's just incredibly sad. But we got plenty of stuff to get into. We have so much stuff to talk about today. I might as well play this now. Was it, Roland, when was it? What was the day that I was talking about the reason why they can't get African-American men in the Democrat Party? Was that Monday or Tuesday when I talked about that?
Maybe Tuesday.
Maybe
I don't think it was Monday.
Yeah, I don't think it was Monday either. It had to have been Tuesday. And what was so astonishing, again, I go through, my day, my show prep, and I was doing show prep as early as like 3 o'clock this morning, of course, because I filled in for Brian and company this morning. But I ran by this at about 8 o'clock this morning, and I couldn't believe I saw it. Barry Weiss, one of the former writers over at the New York Times, has her own thing now called the Free Press. And she spoke to Congresswoman Nina Turner. And when I saw the headline, I went, Reese is right again. Reese is right again. For those of you who don't know, and if you may have missed it on Tuesday, I said the biggest problem that Democrats are having with black men is because they are being pushed, and I mean pushed, to accept certain lifestyles that are against the nature of African-American men. That is, manhood, machismo, the patriarchy, men being men. They have a problem with that. Again, Nina Turner talking to Barry Weiss.
Your read on why so many black men, Hispanic voters have found in Trump something to admire, something even to vote for?
Madam Editor, I'm glad you asked me that question. For me, the Democratic Party emasculates black men. And I think Hispanic men probably feel the same way. And I say this because they weaponize identity. When and where we enter, who we are, how we identify is important to who we are, just like our fingerprints. But if you're not going to use my identity to advance a social justice cause, and you're just going to use my identity as a blunt force object, now I got a problem. So what the Democrats...
And what does she mean by that? What does she mean by that? George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice. That's what she means by that. The conversation is about black men. You can use those black men when they are shot by police. But there is no agenda for black men. Black men are utilized for an agenda. She goes further. Listen to this.
Democratic Party does. They put black women on a pedestal and they say, we're the mothers of the movement, or we saved the party. But yet you don't put forth policies that save black babies.
Oops. That there's abortion, which they promote widely in the African-American community. Not just in the community, but in policy, talking about it. Does anybody remember Janet Yellen? In an exchange with Tim Scott, talking about how it's financially beneficial for black women, especially black women, to abort their children? Yeah.
You don't put forth policies that deal with the maternal death rate of black women and black babies in the United States of America.
Well, I'm sorry, dear, it's because black babies are meaningless.
You don't do those things that lift and edify. Yes, identity is important. Both parties use it differently. Republicans use it to say that everybody black or brown or of a mixed race is somehow kind of way a DEI hire. They use it to say certain books will be banned. Don't tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about how this country was formulated.
Okay, that's a little nonsensical, but yeah, I'll admit we probably use it a little DEI hire now and again. As far as I'm concerned, that's one of my favorite parts of the day. I apologize. I digress.
because you might hurt a white child's feelings by saying that, yeah, chattel slavery existed. And, oh, by the way, white powerful folks stole the land from the indigenous people. So all of those things, Chinese Exclusion Act, I mean, we can go down the list. But Democrats use it in a way that alienates other folks, and it offends me. So when I talk to black men across this country, they don't see themselves in this party. It's one thing to recognize the power and prowess of black women and the sacrifices that we make. It is another thing to put us above black men. The black struggle, black men and black women have to be together. We don't have the luxury to be separated. And so I resent the Democratic Party for doing that. And so black men do not see themselves in the party. That bravado, because we got a kind of masculine energy, and masculine energy is not all bad, but the type of bravado that Trump puts forward is still very much rooted in a hierarchical patriarchy. And a lot of men gravitate to that.
She couldn't be more truthful. And this is, again, you'll never see me riding, co-signing with, power to the people, black sister, Angela Davis types. But she nailed it. And I'm not a fan of Nina Turner. I've seen her on MSNBC. She's driven me nuts. But this is an honest conversation about honest things. She nails it. Primarily because, of course, it was what I said on Tuesday. Agree with me, and you and I are cool, Nina. All right, just you and I. That's all. We're good to go. Let's get to the phones. 860-522-WTIC. Let's go to Wayne and Morris. Wayne, what's going on?
I suffered through the fourth night of the DNC last night.
Yeah.
And something occurred to me last night that hadn't occurred to me before. After about hearing the word democracy about 250 times.
Right.
It occurred to me that if the Republicans 6 months ago had decided to appoint Trump,
right,
their candidate without going through any of the democratic process, that the media would have went totally wild.
Oh, they would have lost it. Yeah.
It would have been like another September 6th.
Or January 6th, for that matter.
It should be, this situation occurred to me last night, this should be the September 6th of the Democrats. They completely bypassed the democratic system and are proud of it.
They don't have, listen.
That's what I talked about all night.
Wayne.
That's how democratic they were.
Wayne, that's the one thing you have to learn about the Democrat Party. Chris Plant in D.C. has the greatest line ever. If it weren't for double standards, the left would have no standards at all.
Jeez, I just it hit me last night. What a difference it would be. Could you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just think about it. If all of a sudden Trump was, appointed the next presidential candidate.
Yeah. Oh, listen.
Stop.
You see that you see this exactly. You see this exactly as it is. Trust me, it's not a mystery. It is exactly what you think it is, and they'll do it because they can, and no one will stop them because they have a very fawning media who will allow them to get away with it. There are only a few outlets that'll go against them, but they don't care about those. Thank you, Wayne. Let's take a. I got to take a break, sir. Let's go to a break. We'll come back. We'll get to George in St. Louis is on the line at the bottom of the hour. It's Reese on the Radio on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Looking for the best ways to prepare for retirement? Then be sure to tune in to Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom with Eric Hogarth tomorrow morning at 8:30 right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
From inflation to worker shortages, America's small businesses are met with challenge after challenge. Now, a massive tax increase on small businesses is right around the corner. This will impact 9 out of 10 small businesses and lead to job losses, reduced wages, and an economic slowdown. Visit smallbusinessdeduction.com and tell Congress to stop the small business tax hike. Paid for by the National Federation of Independent Business.
Now, a WTIC news update.
79 degrees at 3:30. I'm John Silva. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he is suspending his independent presidential bid and will seek to remove his name from the ballot in battleground states because he believes his presence in the race would help Democratic nominee Kamala Harris. An Oxford man has been charged in connection with a crash last February that left 3 people dead. Under arrest is 40-year-old William Kundert. State police troopers say last February 4th, the Ford F600 Kundert was driving was operating erratically near Route 8 North, exit 23 in Beacon Falls. His vehicle wound up hitting a Honda that was parked in the shoulder. 2 children and 1 adult were killed. Police say Kundert had fentanyl and other drugs in his system. Cleanup continues in southwestern Connecticut nearly a week after floodwaters damaged or destroyed homes and businesses, leaving 2 dead in Oxford. Meantime, Fairfield police say they have recovered a body was recovered near a car found in the Aspetuck River that may be linked to last Sunday's deadly and devastating floods. Vice President Harris addressed the war in Gaza in her convention speech last night, attempting to defuse one of the most divisive issues within the party on its biggest political stage. Her remarks supporting Israel's right to defend itself, but also focusing on the suffering of Palestinians in Gaza. And with inflation nearly defeated and the job market cooling, the Fed is preparing to start cutting its key interest rate from the current 20-year high. Chair Jerome Powell made that announcement in Jackson Hole, Wyoming earlier today. WTIC News Time 3:32. Here's the forecast.
Well, it's a beautiful day to round out the week. Mostly sunny skies, the high of 82 as we head toward the evening. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy. It'll be comfortable, the low down to 55. We've got a beautiful start to the weekend and a gorgeous late summer weekend ahead. Partly sunny skies Saturday, the high of 85 with a light breeze out of the west-southwest. Partly sunny Sunday, the high right back to 85 with a nice breeze out of the south-southwest. Again, a mix of clouds.
And for these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 customers would recommend AAA insurance to a friend? 9 out of 10 people don't even like baseball. And that's America's pastime. It has an entire Hall of Fame that people visit just because they love baseball that much. Does that mean we should have a Hall of Fame? You can't frame legendary service. Legendary service and superior coverage from AAA Insurance. Something 9 out of 10 of our customers would recommend. Find out why at AAA.com/insurance and get a quote today. Based on a 2023 customer survey, insurance provided by CSAA Insurance Exchange.
Being injured in an accident can leave you feeling vulnerable and lost. You need a fast and fair resolution and a law firm that can protect you. At Brown, Payne, Dearest & Scott, our team of personal injury lawyers have over 100 years of combined experience and will treat you with respect and dignity. If you've been injured, BPS lawyers are here to help. At BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a law firm. Visit us at bpslawyers.com. Bruce Newman is responsible for the content of this ad.
Men, though it really does go without saying, practicing better medicine almost always means better outcomes for patients. And if you suffer with erectile dysfunction, you certainly want a good outcome. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health. And because we do practice better medicine, we're the leader in treating men's sexual health issues in the Northeast. ED is a terrible condition. It causes stresses in relationships. It creates anxiety and undue hardships on a man and often on their partner as well. Yet many men suffer for years without seeking treatment. But I want to tell you today that you can be free of ED. Seriously, if you're like most men, the treatments we offer at Northeast Men's Health will work for you. In fact, we have protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means you can likely enjoy great sex again without the stress that ED can create. You might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 5 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
Are you struggling with bad feet? Hi, this is Mike. And at the Good Feet store, we hear a lot about foot pain, but we also hear about back, knee, and hip pain. I'd like you to hear what Kelsey, a kinesiologist, has to say about the Good Feet arch support system.
As an exercise specialist, I've seen all kinds of things that people try to put in their shoes to get out of pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that they support all 4 arches in the foot.
So did you know you had 4 arches in each foot? Most shoes and inserts only support 1. And maybe that's the reason all those remedies you tried in the past just didn't work.
When the foot's placed in the ideal position, everything else up the kinetic chain works better. You have better balance, more energy. You're going to feel better. Being able to move freely and out of pain means everything to me. And good movement starts with the feet.
Come in today. We're located in Avon at 25 Climax Road across from Whole Foods. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book an appointment for your free fitting at goodfeet.com or just stop in. Walk-ins are welcome.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you owe time...
1 minute.
Public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
The airing of grievance. I got a lot of problems with you people. You're going to hear about it.
That's right. It's an airing of grievance Friday on News Talk 1080 WTIC. Don't forget, get your calls in for the whole show. Doesn't matter when or where. You can talk about whatever you want. But if you want to air a grievance, you can do that as well. Let's get to the phones right now. George is in St. Louis. Hello, George. I'm sure you watched whatever that was last night.
Hi, Reese.
How are we doing, sir?
I just saw RFK's resignation speech.
I know, I have it.
Which brings me to what I wanted to my grievance today.
Yeah.
That the Democrats are destroying the First Amendment rights of speech. That CBS, NBC, ABC, CNN, MSNBC are all censoring any and all information that reaches millions of people right now.
Yep.
They stifled the issues and policies that probably, that would be conveyed from the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
And they've weaponized all of the TV and radio stations. The Democrats have weaponized the TV and radio stations just like a Soviet-style government. That's how Putin got elected, because 80% of the population only received information from the communist networks. That's what's going on right now.
You know, George, you say something that as you're speaking, I'm immediately harking back to a video I saw a couple of weeks ago of Jordan Peterson. I'm sure you're familiar with him, and he talks about how you talk to anyone, and if you talk to them about 1930s Germany, and people will say, oh, man, if that were today, I would never, ever act like the Germans did. I would never act like the Polish did during that time, turning on my neighbors. And he goes, juxtapose that to COVID, and where, governments were asking people, Tim Walz, in fact, telling their constituents to rat people out, to call the police if they saw people gathering. And it's like this belief that our democracy or our republic is not at stake because today everyone's reaching towards their better angels, that there are not totalitarian sort of ideals out there that wishes to crush speech and thought and ideas. You watch this Robert F. Kennedy Jr. speech, and that's exactly what it is. You didn't have to agree with him, but they attacked him on every level. Say again?
It's happening right here, right now, in front of your eyes, everybody.
Yeah.
And pretty soon the whole Constitution will be suspended.
But the crazy part is people are now finding reason to agree with the idea of silencing people. And again, once you do it on a small scale, once it gets big, there's no stopping it.
Let me bring this home. My grandfather, my uncle, they got out of Lithuania. It was Soviet-ruled area.
Mhm.
They left there. They were out. The Soviets were out to kill them. Okay, the Soviets were out after them to kill them. My cousin ended up born in a refugee camp on the way over here.
Wow.
I know the Soviet-style government. You don't want it. There is no freedom. As a matter of fact, I don't know why they were waving the American flag at the Democrat convention.
You and I both are thinking the same thing.
The sickle.
Yeah.
They should have been waving the hammer and the sickle.
I thought that was interesting that all of a sudden out of nowhere, I think Scott Jennings from CNN brought that up, saying that, for a party that's used to burning the American flag, it was surprising to see them waving it at the convention last night. Thank you, George. Let's go to Everett in East Hartford. Hello, Everett.
Hello, Reese. It's always good to talk to you.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah, I mean, this thing with the Democrat convention, and you guys just mentioned the flag. Yeah, the Democrats had the police protecting the people outside burning the flag.
Indeed.
And I was just thinking, kind of lighten the day and lighten the mood a little bit. The next time a Democrat gets caught breaking a law, just for fun, you should accidentally identify him as Republican as opposed to say Democratic senator or Democratic congressperson or whatever. And, and then just let it float out there and see what happens.
Oh,
you kind of see the contrast. Oh, wait a minute. That was a Democrat. Oops. I'm sorry.
You know what? Listen, what have we seen? I think CNN got busted, if not twice, if not 3 times last year, doing reports about George Wallace and referring to him as a Republican. They were caught several times doing this in trying to drive home the idea that Republicans were segregationalists. And they were busted. It was insane that they would do it, but they tried it several times, at least 3 times in 1 year, Everett. I thought that was amazing. And it's like, did you think that no one would know?
I think 80 to 90% of the population would just hear the D or the R and they would make their judgment at that point.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe that we're at that point where you said Democrat, oh, you're just picking on him. Oh, a Republican, oh, he's guilty.
It's interesting. I've not only seen that with the do you remember a couple of conventions back when NBC was doing the convention and they omitted the word God out of the Pledge of Allegiance? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It was, if it wasn't a convention, it was probably a golf tournament, but it was something really big. It was a huge tournament, and they had a video montage or a video montage at the beginning, and the children were reading the Declaration, not the Declaration, I'm sorry, the Pledge of Allegiance, and they omitted God from there, and they didn't think anybody would notice. It was really, really strange. Anyway, thank you.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
They were the Democratic women that couldn't sing the national anthem.
Oh, my goodness. Are you talking about, wait a minute, are you talking about the Dixie Chicks? Or are you talking about those women who were in the room who kept repeating the same part? Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The women in the room repeating the same part.
Oh, my goodness, that was...
along with the record, and they couldn't even do it.
That was awful.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Thank you, Everett. Let's go to Ralph in South Carolina. How we doing, Ralphie boy?
Oh, just lovely. A couple of things I would like to bring up if possible. I did it before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember a guy from Connecticut? He had a circus.
Ringling Brothers?
No, the other one.
Universal Circus?
No, this guy was from Bridgeport.
A guy?
Barnum, remember Barnum?
P.T. Barnum. Yeah, sure.
Remember his philosophy and his quote?
There's a sucker born every day?
Every minute.
Okay, every minute. That's right.
And you know who those suckers are?
Democrats?
Those are the suckers who signed up for a student loan and paid it off. Those are the suckers who came to this country illegally, filled out all the paperwork, waited their turn, and came here.
You know,
those are the suckers who are paying off all these loans for people that didn't pay, and those are the suckers who worked hard, saved their money for a down payment, and bought a house.
It's funny you bring that up, Ralph. I've got a story later on that I'm, you know what? We know how much Ned Lamont likes to take ideas from California. Well, California is about to pass, or at least they are intending to pass a bill that's going to do something I think is the most craziest thing, and I can't wait for Ned Lamont to start suggesting it. But stay tuned for that. That's going to happen in about an hour. Let's go to Mike, who's in New York. What part of New York, Mike? Where are we at? Upstate, or are we in the city?
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you, Mike.
Okay. Well, we lived in Manhattan, but we moved to Connecticut. So
okay.
I just kept the area code. You know, all this talk about people voting for somebody because of their vision and not because of their policies.
Yeah.
It just makes me seethe, because how do you get a vision without knowing exactly in detail what you want to accomplish?
Right.
I mean, if you were in a corporation, you get demoted for presenting a business plan like that. And it reminded me of something I read a long time ago by the poet William Blake, probably around 1800. He said, "He would do good to another must do it in minute particulars. General good is the plea of the scoundrel, the hypocrite, and the flatterer. For art and science cannot exist but in minutely organized particulars." And people that say that, well, I'm not going to vote for somebody because of the issues are deluded. And I don't know where they're getting the idea that you can come up with a grand design without having details. That's like saying you can put up a penthouse without having a building under it. It just doesn't work that way. And that's my gripe today.
No, I totally appreciate the Aaron Grievous. But Mike, you're 100% right. But I think we've become a culture of this. The only thing we need do when there is an issue is talk about it, be concerned about it, or care. Right? That's the objective. That's the way we solve problems now. It's like, well, at least he cares about it. I'm like, okay, but does he have any solutions? Because other than that, he's just complaining. And then we're like, do you care or you don't care? It's almost like a battle of caring. You don't care as much as I do. I care more than you. See the ribbon I have?
You get morality by expressing your care.
Yeah, totally. I'll always bring back that Seinfeld episode with Cosmo Kramer refusing to wear the Amphar pin. And he just says, look, I'm participating in a walk. I don't want to have to wear the pin. And everyone's chiding him because he has to wear the pin. It's like, look, it doesn't mean I care any less. I'm participating in the walk.
Of course. That reminds me of something else. If I got an
Yeah,
extra
sure.
10
Yeah,
seconds.
no, go for it.
In Ghostbusters.
Okay.
There was a scene where the guy said, "Okay, who brought the dog?" And it turns out to be a monster that was after him. And he runs into the park down to the Tavern on the Green, and he's running around pounding on the windows. Let me in, because this beast is going to eat him up or something.
It's at the Tavern on the Green.
Yeah, and so while he's pounding on the windows, the diners inside just kind of casually look over and watch him. And as the beast grabs him, he slides down the window and disappears. Pause. Then the diners turn back to their meal and continue the conversation. It's a perfect example.
That, by the way, Mike, that, my friend, is a New York thing. You know that was really that movie and that scene with Rick Moranis when the dog's about to get him. That is supposed to be, that's sort of a love letter to New York. Not really, like, we've seen it all. So this particular incident is sort of like, that's New York for you. You know, that's a Tuesday.
Yeah, right.
Mike, what part of New York are you from, though?
Well, we lived in Manhattan. We lived on 48th and 3rd.
Oh, wow. You lived in, 48th and 3rd? That's not even, what is that considered? That's like Kips Bay.
It's called Kips Bay, yeah.
Yeah, Kips Bay.
No, I worked at UN, so that was Turtles Bay. We lived in Kips Bay.
Yeah, I know Kips Bay well. I used to live on 31st and Lex.
Yeah. We used to go to the movies on 2nd and 30th.
That's right. Exactly where I used to. I tried to see American Pie at that movie theater, and it was completely sold out. That's a great theater over there. That building is beautiful.
Yeah. They got several screens.
Yeah.
We'd walk down and take in a movie and walk back. The nice thing about New York is you can walk and never get tired because there's so much to see and do.
That's absolutely right. And you know what? I say this about Hartford. We talk about Hartford all the time, is that people, I always complain that there's so many cities across the country that want to be like New York. And my complaint is that if you want to really be like New York, you got to be in New York and see exactly what it is that New York is doing to make those. You have to have, it's not about having little shops and restaurants. There's a whole lot more going on in order for you to capture the New York. But look at some of these towns that really emulate New York, and you'll see exactly why they're success. And Hartford could really use some of that motivation.
That kind of leads back to my original comment. The shops and the stores don't grow up in a vacuum and people come.
Yeah.
It's the other way around. People live in the city, and so shops and stores exist to serve the population that's there. So you have to have an urban population.
Exactly.
You can't have everybody suburbs and have a great city.
That's right. Very true. It's so right. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate the call. All right, we'll take some more calls. Of course, more news and more views when we return, and more of your airing of grievances on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
Get your laugh on with me, Chris Jericho, at the Talk is Jericho podcast. We've got Guns N' Roses Hall of Famer Duff McKagan and his joke of the week every Friday, plus regular visits from the hilarious Brad Williams and special appearances by everyone from Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, Mark Maron, Dennis Miller, Cheech Marin, Kevin Nealon. If they're funny, they're on Talk is Jericho. So listen to and follow Talk is Jericho now on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Here's Brooke Burke for Skechers' new Workout Walker footwear.
Do you know the world's #1 most popular form of exercise? It's walking. And one company has you covered. Skechers, the comfort technology company, with their newest performance walking sneaker, Skechers Workout Walker. Because the Skechers Workout Walker is fully loaded to get the most out of your walk, including a carbon-infused plate in the sole to add more spring to your step. Find Skechers Workout Walker for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
This health fact brought to you by ProHealth Physicians.
Warm weather means more time outdoors. Stay safe while enjoying swimming, biking, and trips to the shoreline. Hi, I'm Dr. Eugenia Volkin, a pediatrician in Middletown with ProHealth Physicians. Be careful when having fun in the sun. Wear protective clothing and find shade. Use sunscreen every day to prevent sunburn and skin cancer. On cooler and cloudy days too. Choose an SPF of 30 or higher, reapplying every 2 hours and after swimming. Be mindful in the pool or ocean. Accidents can happen in just a few inches of water. Watch children closely, even while wearing a life jacket or floaties. Check that helmets fit well before riding a bike or scooter to avoid injuries. And when driving, always follow car seat and seatbelt safety rules. Stick to these simple tips for a safe and happy summer.
Connect with the trusted local doctor you just heard from ProHealth Physicians. Call 1-855-CTMD-411 to schedule your first visit with them today. Or visit ProHealthMD.com to learn more about their care, expertise, and services.
Wow, honey.
One minute.
Bill?
Yeah, it's out of control. But have you heard of Navien tankless water heaters?
Tankless? How does that even work?
Well, instead of constantly heating and storing water, it only heats water when we need it. So much more efficient than our giant tank heater.
That sounds great. Let's look into Navien.
Already on it.
Imagine all the hot water you need only when you need it. Bulky tanks are history. Navien high-efficiency tankless is the future. Compact, wall-hung units free up floor space, lower energy bills, longer life than tanks, and a 15-year warranty. Find out more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt? Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at californiapsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty.
Coming right in.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. You're going to hear about it.
We're back. It's Reese on the Radio, NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. George in St. Louis was actually talking about this audio. Might as well play it now, so if you guys didn't get an opportunity to hear it. This is Robert Kennedy Jr. Talking about democracy and Democrats, for that matter, who have destroyed democracy.
Today, I'm here to tell you that I will not allow your efforts to go to waste. I'm here to tell you that I will leverage your tremendous accomplishments to serve the ideals that we share, the ideals of peace, of prosperity, of freedom, of health, all the ideals that motivated my campaign. I'm here today to describe the path forward that you've opened with your commitment and with your hard labors. Now, in an honest system, I believe that I would have won the election. In a system that my father and my uncles thrived in, a system with open debates, with fair primaries, with regularly scheduled debates, with fair primaries, and with a truly independent media untainted by government propaganda and censorship. In a system of nonpartisan courts and election boards, everything would be different. After all, the polls consistently showed me beating each of the other candidates, both in favorability and also in head-to-head matchups. But I'm sorry to say that while democracy may still be alive at the grassroots, it has become little more than a slogan for our political institutions.
That part is 100% right about. Because again, everyone, and you've heard it here and you'll hear it everywhere else. People are screaming and hollering saying, I thought these folks cared about democracy. Well, they do everything to upend it, to serve themselves politically. So he got out of the race. He's endorsing Donald Trump. Will it matter? I don't know. I'll talk about that a little bit. I think, look, call me crazy. I know a lot of people do. But, folks, I know what I'm talking about. There's no bump. There's no Kamala Harris fever at all. And I'll explain it with a silly phone call that I had earlier from a client, a man that I didn't even know. And I'm seeing it everywhere. Kamala Harris has got no momentum. Everything is manufactured. It's a myth. And she's going to get her butt kicked. And Democrats are going to be embarrassed. And they'll have something else to scream and holler about as far as, every other social ail that they have. They'll use that. But it's going to be pretty sad. But she's going to lose miserably. We'll talk about that. Let's get to the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher, who I'm kind of doing like double duty with today.
Yeah, we're doing the split shift, man.
Did you
getting it done?
Did you nap already, or have you been on all day?
Oh, no, I haven't been on. I get off at my last sports at 9:03, and then we come back for 3:42.
Oh, okay.
On our FM station. So, yeah, but I have that middle of the day where I can get my stuff done, as they say.
I have not rested
I get my
yet.
U-Hauls in place.
Good luck. I've not rested. I need rest.
We all need rest. Look, we got to get to 6 o'clock, so we got
There you
2
go.
more hours. We got to fire up for 2 more hours.
You got
Well,
it.
If you're heading into Hartford right now, Reese, we're seeing delays on the westbound side of 84, approaching the Boakdale Bridge up to 47 Sigourney Street. 84 eastbound, you got some tight traffic now, about a half mile before 46 Sisson Avenue up to 48 Capitol Avenue. Southbound 91 delays 33 to 32. If you are northbound 91, going to see a good ride Cromwell up into Windsor Locks. 291, 384, okay, 2 eastbound moving well Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound delays in Middletown, 22 to the Aragodi Bridge. We have an accident 9 northbound between 32 and 34 on the New Britain-Berlin line on the right shoulder, slowing you down there. 84 eastbound into Waterbury, slow 17 to 18. Westbound 84 tight up approaching 26 up to 23 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Danbury, tight New York, Connecticut line to 5. Again, you've got delays from 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown on the eastbound side of 84. Southbound Parkway slowing by 60. 91 southbound delays 4 in toward the 95 interchange. 95 southbound, you're tight 48 to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by Macy's. This report brought to you by Macy's. It's Macy's ultimate shopping event with an extra 25% off designers that rarely go on sale and 15% off beauty too. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply. Today at Macy's ultimate shopping event.
WTIC weather. Mostly sunny and very pleasant to round out the week. Today, the high of 82. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy skies, comfortable with the low down to 55. We've got a gorgeous late summer weekend ahead, starting with a beautiful day Saturday, partly sunny, the high of 85, a nice light breeze out of the west-southwest. Partly sunny Sunday, the high right back to 85 with a light breeze out of the south-southwest. Then Monday, clouds and sun, couple of showers and a thunderstorm, the high of 81. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
WTIC is 99 and kicks off a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
4 o'clock, 79 degrees in Hartford. Good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. When Kettletown State Park in Southbury was cut off by floodwaters Sunday, state rescue teams jumped into action to lead almost 50 campers to safety. One rescue team member is talking about it, Officer Roland Salvatore with the State Environmental Conservation Police. He says just reaching the park was tough because of torrential rain and road damage. Then, as they tried to cross Lake Zor by boat, there was dangerous debris floating in the water. They found themselves transporting campers through the debris on small boats in the dark.
So we all did our best with the illumination we had, whether it was on the vessel, handheld flashlights, or spotlights, to navigate a safe path through the water back to the boat ramp.
The campers were okay, taken to a shelter in Southbury. The group was made up of vacationing families from New Jersey. Kettletown State Park remains closed. Police in Fairfield investigating the recovery of a man's body from waters in Westport and whether it's connected to the flooding. Fairfield Police Sergeant Michael Stahl explains it would appear as such, given that 59-year-old Robert Masasic was last known to be driving in the Weston area between 5 and 10 p.m. on Sunday during the storm and its raging floodwaters in that part of the state.
The investigation is definitely suggesting that at this time. It's still under investigation to definitively confirm that, but at this point, all signs do point to that this was likely a result of the weather events over the past several days.
Weston's investigators called Fairfield Police when they found a submerged car in the Aspetuck River near the town line. Masasic was later found downriver in Westport. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has suspended his independent bid for the White House.
To throw my support to President Trump. The clauses were free speech, a war in Ukraine, and the war on our children.
He has decided to take his name off the ballot in 10 battleground states. Vice President Harris, meantime, coming off the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. What is next for the Democrats' nominee for president?
Harris is expected back on the campaign trail next week. In just over 2 weeks, she's set to face off against Trump in a debate.
It's reporter Caroline Cummings. 16 GOP-led states have filed suit to end a path for citizenship for undocumented immigrants married to U.S. citizens. It's a plan put forth earlier this year by the Biden administration.
The lawsuit contends that the new policy is an abuse of parole power. A statement from the Department of Homeland Security plans to defend the policy.
CBS's Linda Kenyon. Earlier this month, HUD began expansion of access to affordable housing for homeless and low-income veterans. Disability payments are no longer counted as part of a veteran's overall income to qualify for housing assistance. Anastasia Wilcock with the Greater Hartford and Central Veterans Coordinated Access Network says veterans in need often don't qualify because it's based on their income.
Over the past years, in these meetings, we have realized that a lot of vets are accepted for a VASH voucher, but then returned to our system because of many barriers. And the most common barrier is income. They exceed the income threshold.
And she says under the previous guidance, vets had to choose between affordable housing and disability benefits. Closing bell report sponsored by Bouvier Insurance. Good day on Wall Street upon word that the Fed may cut interest rates next month. Dow up 462 points, the NASDAQ up 258, and the S&P up 63. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
From Modern Plumbing Supply. Don't look now, but this year is half over already. Before you know it, your holiday guests will be at your doorstep. Didn't you have big plans to make over your kitchen and bathroom after last year's plumbing issues? Who needs that embarrassment again? Modern Plumbing Showroom has all the beautiful fixtures you'll need to impress your guests this time. Don't wait any longer. Visit us today on the Berlin Turnpike in Berlin.
Great design with you in mind. Modern Plumbing Supply.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must all
3 a.m., Michael A. 3 a.m.
The lights working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Granger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces,
And 10, right after the drops.
his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. You're going to hear about it.
I want to give a congratulations to Bob Cox, our weather guy in the morning. When I was filling in for Brian this morning, Bob Cox and I were having a quick exchange. He was like, I can't wait until the airing of grievances this afternoon. I was like, oh, okay. So people at the station checking the show out. I love it. And they're preparing for certain things for the show. That makes me feel good. So, Bob, I hope you get an opportunity to enjoy today's grievances. And we're going to hear that all over the place today. And it's going to be wide-ranging. When we get back, of course, we're taking your phone calls. Before we actually get to the traffic center with Mark Christopher, I posted something on Facebook. So go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com and you can go to Facebook. And Project Veritas put out a video today talking to some D.C. insiders about Kamala Harris, which lends to this thing that I'm talking about when it comes to Kamala Harris. It's a farce. What you saw 6 months ago, what you saw a year ago, all of those things are true. Wanting to get rid of her, telling Biden to get her off the ticket, never once considering her as the one who was really running the White House. I know you remember this, and this is for the Libercrats. When we were running around saying, who's running the White House, that guy's not prepared to do the day-to-day at the White House. Every person, even the people who disagreed with us, never once did anyone say, don't worry, Kamala's got it. Never once. Gavin Newsom was the guy. They believed that it was Ron Klain. They believed that it was Barack Obama. They believed it was Anita Dunn. They believed it was Valerie Jarrett. They thought that it was Susan Power. No one ever said, yeah, Kamala's on the job. Not once. Not once. And you know it. Now all of a sudden, yay, Kamala. But you got exposed when Beyonce didn't show up. That's all you cared. You were looking for it. It was a rock concert. Let's get to the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Did you see Pink last night?
No, I did not see.
I'm not going to lie. I love her. I've got the biggest crush on Pink.
She was just up in Foxborough a couple of days ago.
I know. Joey, you have to hear Joey tell
went.
about it.
Yeah. Joey loved it.
He said it was amazing. And
Joey's wife, that was like a bucket list item for Joey's wife. So we got her up there.
To see that show, though, I saw the video. He sent me a video on YouTube of her flying through the West End in Foxborough.
She's incredibly athletic.
Oh, what? God bless her. God bless her. I don't care if she's a Democrat. She's beautiful.
Yeah, we don't hate Democrats.
That's right. I married one.
There you go. There you go. Well, you know what? We are looking fairly good out here for Friday afternoon. Reese, southbound 91, look for slow traffic in Hartford from 33 down to 32 A and B. And then south of downtown, that moves well down into Cromwell. Northbound 91, no issues. Cromwell up into Windsor. Westbound 84 slowing 56 Governor Street up to 47 Sigourney Street. 84 eastbound, a little tight, 46 up to 48 Capitol Avenue. 291, 384 moving well east of the river. 9 northbound, Middletown slowing 22 to the Aragoni. And a little slow traffic at my exit 32 in Berlin. Southbound 9, you've got slow traffic approaching the Aragoni Bridge in Middletown. 84 eastbound in Waterbury slowing 17 to 18. Westbound 84, some tight traffic, 26 up to 23 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Danbury, delays 3 to 5. Again, 84 eastbound slowing from 8 in Danbury out to exit 11 in Newtown. South 95 slows from the Q Bridge down to 44. 91 southbound delays 4 down in toward the 95 interchange in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, it's been a beautiful Friday, and we'll have a great evening ahead of us and an excellent weekend, late summer weekend looking fantastic. So for the rest of the afternoon, it'll be partly sunny into the evening, clear to partly cloudy, comfortable tonight, the low down to 55. Saturday, beautiful start to our great weekend, partly sunny, the high of 85, a light breeze out of the west-southwest, partly sunny again Sunday, the high right back to 85. Clouds and sun Monday with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Could lead to some flash flooding, hail, and localized damaging wind gusts. Also possible with some of those storms. The high of 81. Cloudy Tuesday morning, couple of showers, then a mix of clouds and sun for the afternoon. The high of 81. Right now, New Haven at 78. Waterbury 75, and it's 80 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Looking for the best ways to prepare for retirement? Then be sure to tune in to Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom with Eric Hogarth tomorrow morning at 8:30 right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
A successful retirement doesn't just happen. It requires a plan that is custom built to suit everyone's individual financial situation. Every Saturday at 3, we share vital information on how to build and live a successful retirement. It's On the Money with Jay Dorso. Retirement strategies on building income and proper protection from the pitfalls and the latest news in the retirement universe. On the Money with Jay Dorso, 3 p.m. this Saturday on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Retirement,
Woman.
but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. You're going to hear about it.
This is insane. You have played two songs that I was actually DJing earlier playing. You played two songs that I played just before we did the show. I was DJing, just dusting off some old records, and you played two records directly from the repertoire that I was going through. It's Reese On The Radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Shabba Ranks, whatever happened to him? I don't even know if he's probably not in the music business anymore. Let's go through a couple of comments.
I think he still is. Somewhere.
Yeah, he might be. He might be a producer or something. Let's go through a couple of comments in the chat room. Michael A. wanted to know whether or not I got up at 2:30 in the morning to do Brian's show. I got up at 3 just to be prepared, because it's not really, it's more content-based, and I didn't have a lot of guests because Brian does a lot of guests on the show, and of course, rightly so, it's a morning show. So I only had one guest, and that was David Leichman from the Malachi newspaper. And he was good. It was actually, it's funny because David and I actually had a good exchange earlier today. And sometimes he'll be on with Brian and he says certain things, and I'll be listening to the recap before I'm on the air, and I am screaming at my microphone. What are you talking about? Losing it. And he's trying to be objective, but I think sometimes he's a little too fair. Because I think there's some obvious glaring things that are going on, but he tries to play, I guess, I don't want to say try. That's unfair to suggest he's trying. But he plays it down the middle. He tries to do objective journalism, and I commend him for that, even if I disagree with him. Some other comments. It says, I'm waiting for the day that Reese covers Brian, Tom, Todd's show all in one day. I've only managed to do 7 hours when I did the putting labor. Or did I do all 3? When Pastor Will was here, did I do Will's, then Tom's, then I had to have.
Yeah.
I did all 3, right? So from 9 all the way till 6 p.m., and that was me putting the labor back in Labor Day. I did everybody's show that day. And yeah, don't get me wrong, folks. Believe it or not, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Can talk my behind off. It's difficult. Sometimes I have to ask myself in my regular life, are you talking too much? Oh, I think you're talking too much. Yeah, are you saying that out loud? Yes, you are. I do that a lot. I talk a lot. So trust me, if I get the opportunity again, I'll be happy to do it. Julie B says, obviously men always thinking with their wieners. There's no way that what are you talking about? Men are always thinking with their wieners. I would never have sex with a Democrat man, although I probably wouldn't be able to have sex with a Democrat man because he's either I can't say either one of these words, Julie B. Jesus. These are just all, it's not even offensive. It's just, these are not safe for radio words. So I can't read that. Michael S. says, my wife is still mad at me. I don't know why. Why would your wife still be mad at you? I don't know why that is, Michael A. Anyway, let's go to my good friend, Common Terry, all the way in Texas. I'm sure he's got an airing of grievance today, as he calls every Friday with one, and I love them. They're really good. I think last week, what did you have a problem with the motorcycles, didn't you?
It's hard to keep up. They're always coming through my head, so I'm full of problems. I got one today, as a matter of fact, as it were. I got a problem with people who talk loudly on speakerphone in public. Nobody cares that your 19-year-old high school dropout daughter is pregnant for the 3rd time in as many years. Either get a headset, a Bluetooth, or hang it up and save it for the annual trailer park bonfire. I got to go, Reese, before I curse. I'm out.
All right, first of all, hold up. Now, I'm going to say this to you. One, I am guilty of that, but not in public like that. I don't do it like that. I will admit there are times I hate putting 2 things I cannot stand. I don't like earplugs. I'm wearing headphones right now, and I hate wearing them because my ears sweat wearing them because I generate so much energy. And I don't like holding the phone to my ear because I have to hold the phone up. I can't do this. So I do put it on speaker and I put it in front of my face, but I'm with you. It is obnoxious, especially when you're talking about something as personal as your pregnant teenager for the third time. That's a bit much. So you're right. Anybody who does that should knock it off. And I will tell you this. I don't, talking about phones, people who take pictures of their food, even like in a group, all of us are out together, and I'll see people, grown people, take pictures of their food to post it on Facebook. Kids doing it, I don't mind. But adults, knock it off. You're right. You're not a what's the term I'm looking for? You're not an influencer. Like you were taking pictures of meals. I don't understand that. I never have. But I get you, Terry. They shouldn't do it. Did someone do that to you recently?
He's been gone.
He
hung up right after he said he.
Oh, he said he was going to hang up. I'm talking to nobody. I told you. Didn't I just tell you? I have a tendency to just keep talking. I don't even recognize when people aren't there. I told you it was a problem. Rama says, scratch a leftist and you'll uncover an authoritarian every time. But Michael B says, anyone that knows me knows not to put me on speakerphone. I have people who tell me, my ex-wife in particular, she'll call me and I'll say, hey, what's up? And we have a term that we refer to each other. And yes, there are some curse words that we use because this is just how we speak. And so we'll call each other like a name or whatever. Like we'll call each other the B word. It's a term of endearment. And she'll tell me when I pick up the phone something. She was like, "Don't say anything offensive. You're on speaker." She has to tell me that. So I totally get it. Some people who are on speaker, they know better. In fact, I had an ex-girlfriend who I would put her on speaker at the office. And she would say, take me off the speakerphone. And I was like, I can't hold the phone because I'm busy walking back and forth. I just have to put it on speaker. And she goes, you pick me up, and if you don't, I'll make you pay for it. And I was like, well, what are you going to do? I'm at the office. And she starts screaming expletives over the phone while I'm at my office. And she doesn't care. She wants to be off that speakerphone. She'll start yelling. And I'm like, as soon as she'll go, mother. And I'm like, okay, never mind. All right, what do you need? She does it to me. She did it to me for a year. I couldn't put her on speakerphone for nothing. Speaking of which, you know what I thought about the other day? And I was going to make it a 5 o'clock focus. You know what's the thing that I'm not liking in business? Because I haven't aired any grievance today. You know what I'm not liking in business? People who curse at the office. And some places cursing's okay. Don't get me wrong. But like in a corporate atmosphere, that's become something I've noticed a lot of. People just curse. And it's not the simple ones, not ass. It's nothing small like that. They're using like full-on expletives, F words, mother F words. And just in regular conversation. Stop it, Michael B. Now they're in the chat room.
That's not anything new.
Are you saying it's not anything new? How long has this been going on? I thought that was like a no-no.
No, it's a no-no if you're in front of the big bosses, but...
Yes, but you mean amongst your colleagues, people just curse naturally?
Absolutely.
Really?
Everywhere I've worked, it's been like that.
Call me a prude then. Because anytime I heard somebody, like we'll be in the office somewhere and someone will curse, especially in a corporate structure, somebody will drop an F-bomb in the middle of the thing. I'm a grown man. I've heard the F-bomb 1,000 times. All of a sudden when I get into the office and someone drops an F-bomb in the office, I immediately recoil like a little girl. I'm like, I'll be like, so I was like, oh, why are we talking like that? What's wrong with you? It's too much.
Nah, it's just a regular way of life, man.
I
have something with you. One of my grievances you just did.
What was that?
Was people taking pictures of food.
Oh, do you take pictures of food?
Yeah, that I cook. I'll cook a meal, take a picture of it, post it because my family likes to see what I'm making, and
That's
then,
different because you're probably making gumbo or some other foreign.
jambalaya.
I knew
and,
it. I knew it.
yeah,
That's a Southern thing. That makes sense that if you share. But I'm talking about people who are at restaurants. They didn't cook the food. The restaurant cooked the food.
yeah. Well, I still take pictures of my food. I just don't post it. I like to take pictures before I eat it, so I can look back at it later and say, yeah, that was a tasty meal.
I never forget my meal. And that's another thing. Foodies. I don't like you people. I don't. I've got a big problem with the foodies. And people talk about food in like, I know I told this story recently, but my wife, I had to send this video to her. This guy on TikTok was trying to dupe a bunch of people, and he got away with it. He took a case of cup of noodles, a case of them, and he bought this, I guess, rented this storefront, turned it into a restaurant, and just cooked the cup of noodles, okay? And he served them inside, and he served everybody for free. Everybody was in it free. He did little things to everybody's little cup of noodles. He put out a menu and everything. Again, just cup of noodles. At the end, he did a survey of all the patrons, and asked them, what would you pay for this ramen? Because it was supposed to be a ramen restaurant. Some of the people said, oh, I would spend $45 for this. I would spend $35 for this meal. Ramen noodles, cup of noodles. These people were duped into thinking that this is the reason why they annoy me. I'm like, you don't even know what you're eating. John Stossel, and you can watch his videos on YouTube. He's one of my favorite journalists because of this type of journalism. He did a thing on 2020 back in the days. And on the show, he was talking to these people who go to bars, right? Who hang out at bars and clubs. And apparently there are supposed to be these socialites who know vodka. Some people out there know this one. They've seen this one. They're supposed to be like vodka connoisseurs. So the objective was to get them all at this table to sit down, and they were going to be served vodka. And they would be able to know which was the top shelf vodka versus Smirnoff and the lower tiered vodka, the $2, $3 bottles. And these people, they were so hoity-toity. Oh, yeah, this one. Yeah, absolutely. This one was made in the Alpine. This is clearly made in Siberia. They were just at the end, these people were talking glowingly about $4 vodka that they bought from the local Ripple store. It was so embarrassing to watch these people try to be highbrow. None of this stuff. It's just food. It's just food. And they put a whole network behind it, and people are on there. Oh, look, I'm putting a little seasoning in here.
Don't you want to see how things are made and how delicious they can be?
No,
Yeah,
absolutely
man.
not. And what was that guy's name? Bourdain, talking about that recipe with bat tongue. Weirdos. It's like, all these people are weirdos. They're always talking about this food that's like, it's like, what's on the menu today? Today on Final Chef.
You really don't enjoy watching people eat?
No, I don't even enjoy watching. I don't like watching people eat. I don't like watching people cook. And you see these shows like today on Final Chef. Today's ingredients will be, cow tongue,
Yeah.
Back
you want to see what they make with that?
No, I don't.
How can you make that delicious?
How can I taste
gross.
it? How can I taste it? I can't taste the food on television.
Yeah, but you can see the ingredients and just have through osmosis, you can get a sense of what
it possibly tastes like,
Yeah.
and then possibly go out and buy some tongue,
and try it yourself.
Yeah, some yak of mule,
cow stomach or something like that.
No, these people are weird. All of them are weird. Listen, I am a regular, basic guy. I like pizza, maybe some Chinese food. And by the way, this idea, Chinese food, Thai food, all the same. It's noodles and rice, folks, okay? That's all it is. And with pork or chicken, it's just Chinese food. I'm sorry. People try to tell me that there's a difference. There isn't. Thai food is Chinese food with a different banner. That's all. It's all the same food.
You got different sauces, man. You got to,
Yeah, soy and duck.
Got a little spicy sauce. You got the Thai. You got the Korean.
At the end of the day, it's just food from China. That's all it is. Or places near China. You know? Why is it that there's no pizza in Greece? Just why? They have variations of it, but they don't. It's just food. People just make a big deal out of it. This makes no sense to me. I don't.
It's the smell. It's the aroma. It's the love that you feel when you eat it.
Am I not going to die when I eat it? That's all I care about. Is it cooked all the way through? Am I going to get salmonella? That's all I care. Will I survive the meal? And by the way, these people who put all the spices in there, I had to tell this to my father-in-law not too long ago. We had dinner someplace at one of these Mexican restaurants, and I ate it. It was so hot. I was sweating. Nobody should sweat while eating. You should not sweat. That food should not make you perspire. Why would you do that?
They call that a great meal, man.
No, it's not. That's exercising. It's not eating. Let's get to the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Are you an exotic eater? Are you a foodie, Mark?
No, I'm a plain Jane eater.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Plain. I'm as bland as they get. I don't experiment. I don't care for hot food. I don't care for fancy food. Give me a big old plate of pasta. How about some chicken parm, some great New Haven pizza, and I'm a happy guy.
That's exactly it. See, I know.
I am not a foodie by any stretch of the imagination.
Fancy people just don't. And by the way, again,
last night I had pork tenderloin with some peas and a little bit of pasta.
Okay, normal food.
Nothing out of the ordinary. Very plain Jane.
Normal
Very
food.
plain Jane eater. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm a cheap date as far as food goes.
You didn't have bat tongue with oregano sauce or whatever. No. Get me out of here.
I'm probably not going to like it. Unfortunately, I like too many carbs. Carbs are my favorite.
I hear that.
Yeah, that's not good. Roland must not eat a lot of carbs because he's in good shape.
Yeah, exactly. Skinny. He's skinny because he doesn't eat. He performs an art when he cooks. That's what he does.
Well, yeah, Roland, exactly. Roland is making art, and he probably makes small portions. That taste great, but there's not a lot. I need a lot that just tastes regular. I don't need a lot of.
So Roland is starving his family. That's what you're trying to say, right?
Well,
we should call somebody.
I hope not. But he's got a smaller waistline than I do, so yeah. I'm jealous.
Don't worry, that'll end soon.
if you're heading into Hartford right now,
no, it won't.
You're gonna see.
I got too many examples up in this building to not want to be like.
Bikes to 28. Northbound 91 losing some speed, 20 up to 22 in Cromwell. Again, you're moving well from Cromwell. Once you get north of that, up into Windsor. Westbound 84 is tight up 56 Governor Street, up into the tunnel. 84 eastbound slows 46 to 48 Capitol Avenue. 291 through 84, that looks good east of the river. 2 westbound, a little slow from exit 4 to the 84 west merge. Now 9 northbound, you got delays 22 up to the Aragoni Bridge. If you are traveling on the westbound side of 691, you've got some delays now as you move between exit 5 and 7 on the westbound side of 691. Westbound 84 slowing in Cheshire, approaching 26 up to 25. 84 eastbound Waterbury tight 17 to 18. 84 eastbound slowing in Danbury from 3 up to 5. Again from 8 in Danbury to 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway tight by 60. 95 southbound delays in New Haven. Q Bridge down to 44. 91 southbound New Haven tight 4 in toward the 95 interchange. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
And now, a WTIC News Update.
43, 78 degrees. I'm John Silva. Clear to partly cloudy skies, mid-50s tonight. Nice day tomorrow. Actually, a nice weekend. Both days in the mid-80s under sunny skies. State Office of Inspector General has released police body cam footage of a standoff in North Haven this week in which shots were fired. No injuries were reported in the incident that unfolded on Monday, involving 50-year-old Robert Mazurek. Police were called to a home on Cloudland Road Monday night as the incident stretched into Tuesday morning. A SWAT team deployed a chemical agent in the home, in which the IG says prompted Mazurek to fire on 5 SWAT team members. No one was hurt. Mazurek is seen being taken into custody. He is now facing charges of criminal attempt at assault and other offenses. Oxford man facing manslaughter charges following a deadly crash last winter on Route 8 in Beacon Falls. Police say 40-year-old William Kundert crashed his vehicle into a Honda parked on the shoulder in the northbound lanes of Route 8 near exit 23. 2 children and an adult died. Kundert police say had fentanyl and other drugs in his system. Body of a man who went missing during the flooding last Sunday has been found. Fairfield police say the missing man was from West End, found near his vehicle in the Aspetuck River, identified as 59-year-old Robert Masasic. And the effort to rebuild the towns that sustained catastrophic flooding during the storm last weekend continues. People in southwestern Connecticut have been pitching in to help one another out. Organizers say they're holding a rebuilding expo in Oxford from 9 to 4 tomorrow to connect those in need with others who may have the means to help. Wall Street finished in positive territory today. The Dow up 462 points, the NASDAQ up 258, and the S&P gained 63 points. Red Sox baseball on TIC tonight. Diamondbacks in for a 3-game series at Fenway. 6:10 the pregame on the radio. Yankees begin a series at the stadium against the Rockies, and the Mets have another late one on the coast in San Diego. Eastern League, the Yard Goats take on the Fisher Cats in New Hampshire. 6:35 on the Odyssey app. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
The 20 pounds summer slim down with Awaken 180 weight loss. Drop 20 pounds before summer ends and cruise into fall with a new routine of better health. Do what I did and find your results with the solution for weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
I believe I heard Eric Semmel on the radio and then heard that he was from TAP Computer Systems, and I gave him a call.
That's Bruce Cloder, president of Swiss Cleaners and Uniform Services. He had problems with his computer network.
Our business runs 5 different servers for our different profit centers, and our network was complex to the point where we had different businesses going on in our server room. TAP understood them all and was able to take care of us.
How well has TAB taken care of Swiss Cleaners' computer network?
They have a great service department. Anytime I call, anytime I email, anytime I communicate, they immediately respond appropriately. We've been using them for 14 years, and in our business, we cannot operate without our network being up, and I'm proud to say that thanks to TAB Computer Systems, we've never been down.
Trust TAB's nearly 4 decades of experience. Call 1-888-TAB-4-HELP, 1-888-TAB-4-HELP, or visit tabinc.com. Technology's advancing business. TAB Computer Systems.
For eligible individuals, 18 and older only. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little.
1 minute.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home, all done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge. Oh, you people are wonderful. Our premium package includes hearing aids, 3 years of follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Save $300 on Enhanced Select 500 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com.
Coming right in.
jabraenhance.com/try.
This is Reese on the Radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
By the way, did you know that we actually had winners of our over and under contest yesterday to win a Reese on the Radio t-shirt, which there are 2 winners who won online, who went to reaseontheradio.com and put in their their submission of what they thought the over and under was. And if you can remember, yesterday was the over under on the speech. Would it be under or over 30 minutes? And the over under on the time that Kamala Harris gave her speech. Well, the speech turned out to be 37 and a half minutes long, and it took place at 10:32. Interestingly enough, we did not give any buffer for the amount of time, but you could get close to the time. In essence, if you didn't get the exact time, you could get close to. Depending on how close you got, you would win a T-shirt. So 2 people came within. They had 37 minutes. In fact, let me make sure that I get it right. The 2 people who did, because I actually screenshot the winners. So I got a text message that says over 30 minutes. They wrote 36 minutes, and the speech will begin at 10:30. And this came from Dave M. He won. The other one came from, I guess, E. Roach. He wrote in 37 minutes at the time of 10:30. So it aired 10:32. So, of course, both of them within the margin. And at 37 minutes, and it was 37 and a half. Now, those two individuals did that online through ReeseOnTheRadio.com. But I have to give a grand applause to somebody who does not watch political speeches, does not really follow politics like that, to none other than our producer, the man who sits at the helm at the comm, Roland, who said yesterday that the speech would be 38 minutes at 10:13. He got it within a half a minute with 37 and a half. So Roland gets a T-shirt too. I think it's right. Of course, Joey said it was rigged this morning. He goes, I was rigged. It wasn't. I swear it wasn't. I was stunned that people actually got it right. Because I had 28 minutes at 11:14. I was not really banking on it. And sure enough, some people got it right. And it was, 37 minutes is not a long speech when you had Donald Trump on for 96, I believe. That wasn't a long speech at all. Let's get to the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Hey, Mark.
I said under 30, so I was a little bit off.
Yeah, you did say, you wanted 20, right?
No, I said under 30.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say.
I meant in the 20s. I apologize. Yes, in the 20s.
Yeah, in the 20s. But it was only 37 minutes. That's not a long time.
Not for a speech like that. Not of that magnitude.
No. Especially with because everybody's happy and they're clapping and stuff. So that would extend his speech. It's not that long anyway. So yeah,
exactly.
Not that long of a speech. Hey, Reese, thank you. If you're heading into Hartford right now, 91 southbound, you're looking at delays 33 to 32. Again, down by exit 28. Northbound 91, just a little slow between.
Was my too loud? Because I didn't have headphones on.
Oh, no, that was perfect.
Right up in the
Okay.
84 is tied up just after 56 into the area of 47 Sigourney Street. 84 eastbound, brief slowdown, 46 to 48 in Hartford. 291 through 84 moving well. 2 eastbound's okay, Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound slowing 22 up to the Aragoni Bridge. If you're heading into Waterbury, 84 eastbound delays 17 to 18. Westbound 84, you're looking at delays from approaching 26 in Cheshire up to exit 22 as you move up in toward the Mixmaster. Now, if you're heading on Route 8 northbound, look out for a crash now on the Naugatuck Waterbury line up by exit 29. You've got delays behind that. If you're traveling 84 eastbound in Danbury, delays 3 to 5. Again, 84 eastbound slowing 8 in Danbury to 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway delays 61 to 60 in Hamden. 95 southbound, you're slowing from 48 down to 44 in New Haven. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
Brought to you by Macy's. This report brought to you by Macy's. It's Macy's ultimate shopping event with an extra 25% off designers that rarely go on sale and 15% off beauty too. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply. Today at Macy's ultimate shopping event.
WTIC weather.
Well, it's been a beautiful afternoon, and we've got a fantastic late summer weekend ahead of us. Clear to partly cloudy skies tonight. Comfortable, the low down to 55. Then a beautiful start to the weekend Saturday. Partly sunny, the high of 85 with a light breeze out of the west-southwest. Partly sunny and warm again on Sunday, the high of 85 again. Now Monday, a mix of clouds and sun, couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Some of those could be a bit slow moving and may produce flash flooding, hail, and localized damaging wind gusts. The high of 81. Then cloudy in the morning on Tuesday with a couple of just a mix of clouds and sun for the afternoon. Pleasant for the afternoon as well. The high of 81. Right now, Danbury 79, Mansfield at 79, and it's 81 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Looking for the best ways to prepare for retirement? Then be sure to tune in to Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom with Eric Hogarth tomorrow morning at 8:30 right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
From inflation to worker shortages, America's small businesses are met with challenge after challenge. Now, a massive tax increase on small businesses is right around the corner. This will impact 9 out of 10 small businesses and lead to job losses, reduced wages, and an economic slowdown. Visit smallbusinessdeduction.com and tell Congress to stop the small business tax hike. Paid for by the National Federation of Independent Business.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider.
1 minute.
Appropriate restrictions apply. See
Got it.
website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations.
And
You need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. You're going to hear about it.
I was playing this too. Goodness gracious. Are you spying on me? Anyway, it's Reese on the Radio, NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. Don't forget, airing of grievances Friday on NewsTalk 1080 WTIC. Folks, I don't know if you know this, if you even remember this, but I told you that this was going to be a really, really big deal. When Kamala Harris came out with this price controls thing, I was on it before the speech ever happened. You know it. Right here on this network, I told you what it was going to be like, what the breakdown was going to be of that this so-called legislation in the event that she would try, she would suggest that it was needed. If you weren't here, let me go back. This is John Kennedy, Senator of Louisiana. He's talking to Lindsay Owens about price gouging. And asked her, who's doing it?
Dr. Owens, you talked about in order to commit a crime, you have to have means, motive, and opportunity. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And you have suggested that it's not an optimal situation to have. Well, strike that. Let me just get after it here. What crime are you accusing the four major food companies of?
Price gouging, sir.
Okay. You think they're price fixing?
In some cases, absolutely.
Okay. Name the four companies that you are accusing of price fixing.
In the grocery sector or more broadly?
The four you've been talking about.
I mean, so I think...
name me every company that you think is price fixing in violation of the antitrust laws.
Yeah, I mean, so the most recent example that I think is worth considering is Agristat.
Yes, ma'am, but if you don't mind, we'll come back and do the examples. Name me the companies that you're accusing of price fixing.
Well, the first one is Agristats, which the Department of Justice has sued for price fixing.
Who else?
In the grocery sector, we've got Walmart, we've got Kroger.
Walmart is price fixing.
No, I haven't accused them of price fixing. What I've said is that they're able to expand
All
their
right,
markup.
let me start over here. I want you price fixing is a serious crime, Doc. You can go to jail for that. And I want to be sure I understand your testimony.
So, of course, you know how the rest of it went. Right? That was the whole thing. This story it was a lead up. This was March of this year. It was all a lead up to this administration trying to boondoggle everybody and say it's not inflation. This isn't inflation. All of this is price gouging. And Elizabeth Warren was on CNBC and she couldn't get out of her way. But I've got phones on hold. I want to get to this at some point. But let me get to the phone calls. White Mike is in Florida. Hello, White Mike. How are you, sir?
Hey, man. So I watched a good chunk of the DNC.
Yeah.
And I have to say my conviction that representative democracy is a failed institution was strengthened.
So what's your alternative then, White Mike?
I don't know. We can't allow stupid, emotional people to have political power.
Well, we're going to have to start circumventing people's freedoms, aren't we?
Well, do you want to have a country or do you want to be Venezuela?
Yeah, but I do. Okay, I listen. There was no way. I'll put it this way. Okay, this is the best way for me to put it. At the risk of this country remaining a constitutional republic, we're going to have to accept the pitfalls of emotional stupidity. It's just, it is sort of like, I don't want to call it the necessary evil, but we just have to. Freedom isn't worth freedom if we're not fighting for it. Well, who is that? What's his name? Douglas Murray? Douglas Murray says, listen, at our world, the world that we live in, we are not guaranteed peace. No one has ever been guaranteed peace. Peace must be fought for. You know, our republic must be fought for. Our freedoms must be fought for. They're not guaranteed. And I get what you're saying. Is like, look, we're always going to have these types that exist within our established institutions, if not our neighborhoods. These people are going to exist. When they can't get their way, they'll decide to, rip apart the Constitution in any way they can strategically and find little loopholes in it. And we have to keep fighting for it. But again, that's a part of the experiment. It was never guaranteed. None of it.
It's a numbers game. We can't overcome the massive numbers they can generate by running a trick candidate like Kamala Harris. I know that, by the South Louisiana definition of black, she would be black because we have that whole brown paper bag thing.
Of course.
But she's not African American. That woman spent her formative years in Montreal, Canada.
Yep.
She was there from 12 to 18.
Mm-hmm.
She has no cultural markers with Black Americans.
And even if she did, her father was not even a part of that. Those formative years you're talking about was spent without her father while she was all the way in Montreal, while she was in Montreal and in, Oakland, California?
But I watched the DNC, and it seems like every reporter who's there found some woman who looked like Nell Carter who said, oh, Lord, I just love Kamala. She's one of us. And it's like, no, you would have worked for her great-grandfather in the field.
That's an interesting point because that was the same. Look, it's no different than what they said about Barack Obama. When you saw Barack Obama versus a Herman Cain, a guy who actually ate in the back of a food court or a restaurant due to Jim Crow laws, right? His father was a chauffeur, his mother a housekeeper, right? A guy who actually lived through through Jim Crow South in Georgia, and then compared him to Barack Obama, and you had people in the African American community questioning Herman Cain's authenticity. Shows you exactly the willingness of these people to be delusional. So you're right.
Oh, and I'll give you my airing of grievance.
Yes,
kind of ties into what you said earlier about the scam vodka tasting.
Oh, yes.
well, first of all, the idea of top shelf vodka is nonsense because what makes a liquor top shelf is the care and time in producing it, and the goal of vodka is to be just pure alcohol.
Right.
So if it's pure alcohol, it could be $3 pure alcohol. It's fine.
That's right.
But no, my gripe is with whiskey nerds.
Whiskey nerds.
There's nobody more annoying than a whiskey nerd describing the whiskey he's tasting and saying, oh, it tastes of oak barrel, shoe leather, and pipe tobacco. No, it tastes of whiskey. Every whiskey I've tasted tastes like whiskey. Bourbon tastes like bourbon. Scotch tastes like Scotch. And Jack Daniels tastes like Jack Daniels. And you know what? Cognac kind of tastes like whiskey, too. I'm not going to lie.
Thank you, White Mike. I appreciate you. You should check out that, what's it called? Smog and Fog. The guys who used to do, I think they did the Toyota commercial. They have a song called Mixologist. It is so funny. If look it up, it's really, really good. They're talking about going to a bar where the guys they have the menus typed out with a typewriter, and the bartender is wearing a lab coat. It's called Mixologist. It is funny. And it's a cute little rap song. You should check it out. Thank you, Mike. Let's go to Mike in Plainville. Hello, Mike. You on Reese on the Radio?
Hey, can I do a shout out to Dave from Brantford?
Of course you can.
Dave, I played for Torrington American Legion, Post 38, in case you're curious. I played in the early 70s, and I'll tell you what, sir, it was one of the best experiences I ever had. It helped build me up.
I hear that. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you, sir.
Keep me strong for today's problems.
That's why the airing of grievances is here, Mike. Much appreciated.
These people that spend all this time watching the convention, I have not watched. I watch Fox News exclusively.
Yeah.
I have not watched 1 minute this week at night of Fox News.
I don't. It's interesting. No, I was going to say, it's interesting that
old,
you say that because they're reporting now that Kamala Harris's convention, or the convention itself, got 22% more than the RNC. And I went, well, yeah, obviously, because all the Republicans were watching the convention with them. You know, that
As an American, I'm embarrassed and insulted to even listen to this woman speak.
I hear you, man. I hear you.
Well, I can't say it on the air.
No,
anyway,
be nice. Be nice.
I had an epiphany today on the toilet.
Oh, okay. That's usually where I get mine. What did you get?
You know what? You know what the epiphany is? An epiphany is like a vision.
Yeah.
And didn't they ask her what her visions are, and she couldn't come up with any?
Still can't.
Vision?
Still can't.
What is she looking at?
No vision of the future. I don't know what she's looking at.
Hey, by the way, I didn't recognize any of that music you played today. What the hell was that?
You didn't recognize any of the music that we played? Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you wouldn't. It's old school.
That was after my time.
Yeah, definitely. Old school hip hop. Thank you, Mike. Let's go to Fred in Middletown. Hello, Fred. You're on Reese On The Radio.
Hey, so if you don't like foodies, you probably have no use for RFK Jr.
Yeah, I
bear meat fetish there, huh?
Yes. What was it? Remember the story about they thought he was eating dog, but it was something else. What was it?
Goat.
It was goat, right? Yeah, it was goat.
Yeah.
I don't want my meat to look like the animal's body. Like that, you know.
Well, right, but in other words, that's strictly psychological.
Yeah, clearly.
That's a whole other issue. You don't want to eat a carnivore. I got to believe goat would be preferable to eating a dog.
Mm-hmm.
But that's whatever you're eating, man. You know, the slaughterhouse, you know.
Yeah, listen.
Abattoir.
Listen, I will be the first to tell you, Fred, that I am a delusional eater. Right? I understand where food comes from. My wife will rag on me because I'll eat bologna. She goes, "Do you know what that stuff is made of?" And I go, "Yeah, bologna." I'll go, "Yeah, it's made of bologna." She goes, "No, it's made with other things." And she'll go through the whole thing. And I go, "I don't need to know that. All I need to know is that it's bologna. It comes in a package, and it probably costs about $5 at the supermarket. That's all I care. That's all I care about. It's tasty."
So I have a grievance. I tuned in the other Friday, which I was calling appointment radio.
Yes.
Because Mark from West Hartford has set us up that his grievance was going to be about 20 years of calling radio host.
I was waiting for him.
Harding on.
Yeah,
I hear Stephen Harding on for half hour of the show.
I know.
Please. And his grievance was the Democrats. Anyway, I had a real quick thought and then one closing thing. I'm thinking to pull out. To pull the governor out, you want to say something about pizza. You want to diss pizza, say it's racist, it's white supremacist food. He might have to step up, dude. Yeah, no, he's like about pizza, Pez, yeah.
Do I have to start ridiculing pizza in order to get Governor Lamont out of his hole?
I think so. If you look into it, Vinnie Penn goes deep on Lamont and pizza. He's just all about the pizza, nothing about the shootings. And your job with Duffman, I thought you did a pretty good job. As it turns out, I think both Rudy and Mark called Tom and said just everything he said was a lie. Mm-hmm. You didn't know that because you didn't have all this research on him.
Right.
But I would communicate with them and write down the 32 lies he told. And then if he ever does come back, which he probably
I'm sure he
won't.
will. He will.
You think he will?
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
You did a pretty good job.
Listen to me. The reason why I know that they'll come back, because I'll make sure, trust me when I tell you, I will make sure that they do come back. Because if they don't, that will say other things about them that I know that they don't want that on their conscience. So I know they'll come back.
Well, they've discovered talk radio, and they realized that the Republicans are way out ahead of them in this gold mine.
Exactly.
So they want their share, but there's just one problem. They're all like, lying, and then I'll spare all the adjectives, all the name calling. But yeah, like him, he was just lying. Everything he said was a lie. Yeah, all right.
Indeed. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated, Fred.
Bye-bye.
We'll get to Matt and Rob when we get back from the top of the hour. A break because we're going to have to go to the BPS Traffic Center. So, again, we did get 2 winners. Well, let's call them 3 winners because, of course, the betting man over here, Roland, actually got 38 minutes when the speech was 37 and a half. I have no idea how you picked that for a guy who doesn't watch political speeches. He's quite the gambler. I may have to start following him. By the way, do you have any lotto numbers for me, Roland? Do you have any of those? Just send them to me privately. Do not tell everybody else.
All right. Okay.
Send them
I'll
to me
send it
privately. Okay.
All right. I got you.
If the guy might be, he might be, he might be some savant in some sort of way. The guy doesn't even watch political events. He picks the number right out of the back within 30 seconds. Insanity. Are you a betting guy, Mark Christopher? Do you do the lotto thing or any of that?
I do. What do I do? I do Powerball.
Really?
And I do Mega Millions, and I buy it like in advance. So like you could pay for 30 drawings in advance. You just pay, and then you have the ticket, and you only have to go like every 3 months.
So let me ask you. Let me ask you if it's not too
That's
personal.
the only gambling I do.
Are you Are you a regular buyer of the Powerball and Mega Million kind of thing? Like when I say regular, it's like every sort of drawing or a couple of you do every one of them.
You just do an advance pick, and you for a Powerball, I think you can get 26 weeks or something, which is
what?
3 drawing. Yeah, you just go and then you pay. I don't know. I got one of my tickets is tomorrow night's the last drawing. So it must be a Powerball because it's Saturday night, and then I'll just go Sunday and throw down $78, and I'll get how many weeks that. Covers. So I don't have to worry about I got to run down and get my ticket today.
Well, you are better than all of the people who I remember when I used to go buy a pack of cigarettes, and every time I go get a pack of cigarettes, I was always behind the guy who had a stack. Those things.
10 minutes, yeah.
Drove me crazy. And then the worst part is if the guy put in the number wrong and he would buy the wrong number and then make him put in the real number, the right number. Oh, those people drove me crazy.
Oh, I know, I hate that. That drives me crazy too. Look, I have one ticket for Powerball and one ticket for Mega.
Okay.
And it's just like if I don't expect to win anything.
Oh, okay.
But
that's your hobby.
If you don't play, you don't win, and that's my retirement, obviously. So
right,
I'm hoping that maybe I'll get a little lucky. I don't know.
All right, okay, that makes sense.
So that's that. But no, generally I'm not. I don't go down and stay up all night at these casinos and blow my mortgage payment every month. Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now on the eastbound side of 84, just a little slow, 46 up to 48 Capitol Avenue. Westbound 84 is tied up approaching the Boakey Bridge to 47 Sigourney. 91 southbound delays 33 to 30.
Yes, sir.
Again, you're slowing down by exit 28. More slow traffic from 19 down to 17 in Meriden on 91 South. Northbound 91, that moves well. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. 291, 384, okay east of the river. 2 eastbound moving well, Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound, Middletown slowing from 22 up to the Aragoni Bridge. 84 westbound, Waterbury a little tight by 25 up to 23 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound slowing by 18 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound in Danbury delays 8 up to exit 11 in Newtown. And southbound 95 New Haven, that's tight from the Q Bridge down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC is 99 and kicks off a year-long celebration to 100 years on the air. This is WTIC and WTIC FM HD2 Hartford, an Odyssey station.
5:01, good afternoon. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News. The WTIC Weather Center forecast for this Friday. Partly sunny for the rest of the afternoon. Clear to partly cloudy skies, low 50s tonight. And a pretty nice weekend. Partly sunny both Saturday and Sunday, with temps in the mid-80s. 81 right now in Hartford. The body of a missing Weston man, last seen during the flooding last week, has been pulled from the Aspetuck River in Westport. Fairfield Police Sergeant Michael Stahl explains how Fairfield investigators and divers got involved in the case.
We got a call from the Weston Police Department a little bit after 12:30 p.m. They had found a vehicle submerged in the Aspetuck River, the area that the vehicle was found is located directly behind Aspetuck Falls, which is located in Fairfield.
Now, the car was unoccupied, but since they learned 59-year-old Robert Masasic had been driving during the hours that the storm was underway, search was initiated in the water. His body was later recovered downriver in Westport. Rescue team member is talking about the difficulty of reaching about 50 campers trapped at Kettletown State Park, where a key bridge was washed out during Sunday's floods. Officer Roland Salvatore said of the State Environmental Conservation Police says it was tough to get to the people due to torrential rain and resulting road damage from flooding. Then they had to cross Lake Zor by boat and dodge debris in the river and the water. He says the campsite was at an elevated position, so some campers didn't realize how bad it was.
My wife
below.
is making me recant the baloney comment.
Baloney is terrible.
High water level and all the debris.
I just didn't say nothing.
She is literally, she's like, you are going on the air to clear the air about the baloney.
Most visiting from New Jersey were okay, moved by boat, then taken to shelter in Southbury. Kettletown State Park remains closed indefinitely. Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s bid for the White House is no more. He suspended his campaign and is throwing his support to former President Trump. Here's correspondent Christopher Cruz.
In Arizona, Kennedy said he no longer believes he has a realistic path of electoral victory.
In about 10 battleground states where my presence would be a spoiler, I'm going to remove my name. And I've already started that process and urge voters not to vote for me.
In the process of announcing his withdrawal from the race, Kennedy strongly criticized the Democratic Party he and his family have been identified with for decades. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
An investigation into the shooting at former President Trump's rally in Butler, Pennsylvania could cost some agents their jobs.
The Secret Service has placed multiple agents on leave as a result of its investigation into the assassination attempt on former President Trump. This includes the head of the agency's Pittsburgh field office. A Secret Service spokesman would not confirm the agents were placed on leave, but did say its review is progressing.
Correspondent Stacey Lynn, a spokesman, says the agency holds personnel to the highest professional standards. Some changes for veterans applying for housing benefits. This month, HUD announced that veterans' disability payments will no longer count as income when applying for housing assistance. Advocates say it's key because exceeding that threshold would disqualify them from rental assistance and other like programs. At a news conference today at the State Veterans Memorial in Hartford, Sharon Castelli, the CEO of Chrysalis Center, said the move now allows thousands of low-income and homeless vets to become eligible for housing vouchers.
In the past, if you were making too much money as a veteran, as a homeless veteran, with income coming from the VA, that was counted against you. That now is going to be taken out of the equation.
Dow up 462 points on Wall Street today. The Nasdaq up 258 and the S&P up 63. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Brought to you by Floor & Decor. Unbeatable prices, unmatched in-stock selection.
Floor & Decor has more styles of laminate, vinyl, tile, wood, and stone for anyone looking for the right look at the right price. Your next beautiful space is at Floor & Decor.
Men, low testosterone causes a host of problems. These include a low sex drive, bad sleep patterns, unproductive workouts, decreased energy, brain fog, and more. But many men just attribute these symptoms to aging and don't consider that there are medical that can give them back their vigor and vibrancy. This is Dale for Northeast Men's Health, and if you're feeling like I just described, it's time for you to treat that low T and change your life. At Northeast Men's Health, we're experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. We've successfully treated thousands of men for low T and have seen the amazing difference that those treatments can make in a man's life. If you're feeling like the vast majority of men who are low T, within just a few weeks, you'll feel your energy return. That brain fog will go away. Your sleep will improve, as will your workouts, and your sex drive will be significantly enhanced as well. So make an appointment and make a true life change. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your
And 10 right after the drop.
930-5956. That's 800-930-5956. Or go to northeastmenshealth.com. We have 5 offices across the Northeast to serve you.
You're listening to Reese on the Radio, filling in today for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
My wife has told me that I need to come on the air and correct the record about the baloney that I referred to earlier. She said that I must, let me see if I can read this correctly. She says, you will never be allowed to bring baloney into our house as long as you shall live. Baloney is disgusting, and we do not eat that or Spam. What was the other thing, dear? Okra, what? Or hot dogs. That is correct. Yes.
Or hot dogs, or Vienna sausage.
Or I would never eat a Vienna sausage. I had one once when I was a kid, but I would never eat one today. But yeah, she made me correct the record that I would never be allowed bologna in the house at all. It took a lot to get her to allow grape jelly in the house for my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Cancel that.
What do you mean cancel it? Grape jelly is good. I don't care what anybody says. No red-blooded American would ever eat a peanut butter and what do you call it? Preserves or strawberry jelly. It's grape jelly.
Apple jelly.
Apple jelly. That's it. Peanut butter and apple jelly.
Apple jelly is delicious.
Really? Seriously? What are you, Al Qaeda? What is wrong with you? Apple jelly. That's not even normal. It's grape jelly, peanut butter, and grape jelly. There's nothing else. All these other weirdos out here. Mark Christopher, please tell me that you've never had a apple jelly peanut butter sandwich.
Apple jelly? No, I can't say I have.
You've had regular grape jelly.
I've had grape and strawberry, I think. Yeah.
Strawberry?
Yeah, grape and strawberry. Grape's my favorite.
The sacrilege.
But I've had grape and strawberry. What
Sacrilege.
should you have? What should you have on a
grape jelly?
Grape is horrible.
It's only
really?
grape jelly.
Grape is horrible.
Grape.
It's
Wow.
the worst. It's the worst peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with grape jelly.
It is the peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Wait. Where did Roland grow up?
Yeah. In the deep South. Communists
that's
obviously where the communists
it's
live.
I never even heard of grape jelly until I moved up here. I was like, what is that? And it's it's jelly.
They don't grow grapes down where he grew up. That's why they never had it.
No, we have grapes, but they're green grapes, red grapes, not grape,
right.
not purple grape.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just awful. Do you have grape soda where you're from?
Grape soda's good. Nothing wrong with grape soda.
I'm just saying. Great. The strawberry I'm not. I'm disappointed. I'm just absolutely disappointed at the sacrilege here.
I would say 90% of the time when I had a peanut butter and jelly, it was grape. And I'm not a big peanut butter and jelly guy.
When's the last time you had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
Oh, I couldn't even. It's been years.
A week ago.
Years, yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah, you see? Yeah.
Okay.
Still eating them.
All right.
Still eating them.
Wow, you guys are something else. How about that? Hey, if you're heading into Hartford right now, the southbound side of I-91, you're going to see delays 33 to 32, again down by exit 28. Some slow traffic, 91 northbound, 21 to 22 in Cromwell. After that, good ride, Hartford up into Windsor. Westbound 84 is tied up just after 56 up to 47 Sigourney Street. 84 eastbound delays 46 into the tunnel. 291 384, that looks good east of the river. 2 eastbound, okay, Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound, you've got delays 22 up to the Aragodi Bridge in Middletown. 91 southbound delays in Meriden 19 to 17. 84 eastbound slowing in Waterbury 17 to 18. If you're traveling into Danbury right now, 84 eastbound delays 8 up to exit 11 in Newtown. Southbound Parkway slowing by 60 in Hamden. 95 southbound heavy in New Haven from the Q Bridge down to 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8's WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
After a beautiful day, a quiet and comfortable night ahead. Clear to partly cloudy. The low down to 55 tonight. A great late summer weekend. Partly sunny skies on Saturday. A high of 85 with a light breeze out of the west-southwest. Partly sunny. Warm right back to 85 again on Sunday with a light breeze out of the south-southwest. And Monday, clouds and sun, couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Some of the slow-moving storms could produce some flash flooding in addition to some hail and localized damaging wind gusts, a high of 84. Cloudy Tuesday morning with a couple of showers, then a mix of clouds and sun for the afternoon. Pleasant day with a high of 81. Right now, Bristol at 80, Mansfield 79. It's 81 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Start your day with all the latest sports information. Matt Soroyce has updates from the Cordell and Cordell Sports Desk at 15 and 45 past every hour. Only on WTIC News Talk 1080.
ProHealth Physicians has proudly been keeping Connecticut healthy for nearly 25 years. ProHealth accepts Husky Medicaid, Medicare, TRICARE, and most major insurances. For trusted local care for your whole family, call 1-855-CT-MD-411 or visit ProHealthMD.com.
Join us this Sunday for Tumulo Financial, your go-to for retirement planning and taxes. Tune in to the father and son duo from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. or catch the replay from 5 to 6 p.m. Tumulo Financial Retirement Planning with Integrity on WTIC NewsTalk 1080.
Here's Brooke Burke for Skechers' new Workout Walker footwear.
Do you know the world's #1 most popular form of exercise? It's walking. And one company has you covered, Skechers, the comfort technology company, with their newest performance walking sneaker, Skechers Workout Walker. Because the Skechers Workout Walker is fully loaded to get the most out of your walk, including a carbon-infused plate in the sole to add more spring to your step. Find Skechers Workout Walker for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
We all hear the radio ads about the...
One minute.
They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA. Or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
So we got Matt and Rob, right?
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. You're going to hear about it.
And we're back. Reese on the radio, NewsTalk 1080 WTIC.
Come now, watch the
I was actually playing this too. You must have been listening to me DJ today. I was playing this too. Like every song you played I was literally DJing right before the show, and every song you played so far has been the song that I was playing. I know you're spying on me. I know it is. Let's get to the phones. 860-522-WTIC. Matt's in Bristol. Hello, Matt. How are you, sir?
Matt, no, he's still here.
Oh, okay. What's going on, Matt?
Oh, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's going on, sir?
Oh, hello, Mr. Hopkins. Okay. So you kind of stole my grievance.
Really? Which one?
So I was going to say people that use the gas station like a casino. And
okay. I'm missing the exact. Are you talking about like the one they've got the little levers inside the little games inside the gas station?
No. It's when you go in, you just want to pay for gas.
Oh.
And someone's like, give me 3 play 4s with, 3, 4, 5, 6, and give me 6 play 3s. Here's the 4 numbers. And and they're there for like 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
By play 3s, play 4s, this, that, and they're giving the numbers.
Yeah, they be playing like 200 numbers too.
Yeah. I've seen people spend like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
getting tickets.
Do you know it's the one that I don't get, Matt? The one when they go, it was like, I want 4, 5, 7 straight, and then give me a combo with 34, 17, and it's got very intricate.
Yeah.
I never get it. I don't understand it. So I just look at them and just say, what do you mean straight? What's the combo? Why is that?
I can break it all down, my brother.
Again, I always just want to tell them, guys, if you want to gamble, we have 2 casinos in Connecticut. Just go.
Yeah, that's true. But look, this is, I always feel bad for some of the people who do play like to that level, you know, the ones who have like the stacks, and some of them have like pouches filled with old tickets that didn't win, and they come back to probably play the same number. Now, I've always known guys who had like they'll go and they have the same 6 numbers that they'll play all the time, hoping that one day they will hit. I know guys like that who play the numbers that way. It was like, listen, these are just my 6 numbers, and when I do play, I always play the same 6. One day I'll hit. If I don't, I don't. That's their thing. But there are others who are just very obsessive, and it's like going to bingo and seeing the ladies with like the 15 troll dolls with the hair. Have you ever seen? And they've got their own little system going on, and they've got to use the little. I've never seen, and it's very elaborate, and it is superstitious, but they are in it, and it's just it's a concept I can't get my head around.
Cards in front of them,
Yeah,
too, right? Not one card, it's
my ex-wife, who you've heard on the show, she's a big bingo player.
Me too.
And she's got like 15, 20 of those things sitting in front of her. And when the numbers are called, she can go through bam, 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 and put them. I'm like, I can't do this. I tried to play. I'll tell you this, Matt, this will drive you crazy. This actually happened. I went to go with her. She goes, come on and play bingo with me one time. So I did. And I thought that I had bingo, and I shouted bingo when I didn't have it.
Oh, my God. What a mistake.
And I thought that the women at Shady Acres were going to have my head. These women screamed so when I was like, bingo. And the guy walked up and he's like, no, you don't have bingo. And the women were like, I hate people like that. And me being kind of like the gregarious person I was, when I started hearing all of these women groaning, I turned around and looked at them. I was like, shut up. It's just a game. And that only made it worse.
Do you know there was actually a punishment on Impractical Jokers where they made a guy go into Foxwoods and these big bingo halls, and like every number he'd stand up and go bingo.
He had to do it. That was
it. Didn't happen.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
They were going to kill him.
Did you hear about the guy who went to jail? There was a young kid who got locked up. They talk about, first of all, they had to search for him. They put a manhunt out for him, and they caught him, and then he went to jail. It was a young kid who knew this bingo hall was happening all the time, and as a practical joke, just, kids doing dumb things, he ran into the place and screamed bingo inside the bingo hall and ran out. They called the cops. They put a manhunt out for him, and they caught him, and they arrested him just for doing that. I didn't know it was that serious. I don't know. They called disorderly conduct or something. I don't know. I didn't realize it was that serious. And I know people are going to call and be like, Reese, you have no idea. Apparently, I don't. But, you got to put a manhunt out for a guy who's like screaming bingo at the bingo hall. And Roland is in my ear going, oh, man, you can't do that. That's serious. You can't do that at all. He goes crazy about that.
And by the way, the only proper way is almond butter with boysenberry preserves on artisan bread.
You're dead to me.
I agree with the artisan bread part, but that's it.
I love you, Matt. I do. I loved you. But no, just thank you, man. You got it. Let's go to Jeff in Hartford. Hello, Jeff. You're on Reese On The Radio.
Mr. Lamont, it's for you. Oh, hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Ned Lamont. I'm calling your grievance line. I don't like all the trees I got to plant between my house and the river or the lake out there anymore.
How many how many trees do you have to plant?
Oh, they should make me plant. I guess they're going to count them all or something like that.
They're serious about that.
Yeah, you don't hear much about it on the news. Thank goodness it's an election cycle,
Yeah.
But that's not my turn to be run for president or governor again, But I just wanted to call and say hi because I haven't been on here for a while. But you can bet I'm on the job. Dick Blumenthal came and kind of stole my thunder the other day, last week. But we're working together. We're all together here. So
thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you.
God bless. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. Mike is in Canton. Hello, Mike. You are on Reese On The Radio.
So Matt from Bristol had a lot of street cred with his complaint about the gas station guys
Yeah.
with the lottery tickets, the junkies.
Yeah.
Until he said almond butter, then I lost all respect for the call.
That's what I told him.
Kidding me, man.
That's why I said he's dead to me.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but that's an affront to America's sensibilities right there. So listen, I just want you to know, as a lifelong PBJ junkie,
Yeah.
the apple jelly, not horrible. As long as you go with real jelly, it just can't be, like you said, junky, fructose loaded, preserved. But I got to tell you, you motivated me. I just pulled out of Stop and Shop, and I went in and I bought a jar of Fluffernutter, because every now and then, it's like eating McDonald's. Every now and then, you got to either treat your body or abuse your body, and you got to have a peanut butter and Fluffernutter.
You know
It's
what?
awesome.
That one's not too bad. Fluffernutter is actually pretty good to enjoy. It's a
it's a New England staple. It was. I think it's Lynn, Mass.
That's right, Lynn. That's right. That's exactly right. In Lynn, Mass. You're 100% right. I love it.
Embracing the theme of the day and local, I went and got Fluffernutter. I'm going to have a Fluffernutter sandwich for dinner.
No doubt, sir. Thank you so much. Let's go to Mark in Canton. Hello, Mark. You're on Reese On The Radio.
Hey, Reese.
What's
How
up,
are you,
buddy?
Hey, I agree with the gas station thing. That is my biggest pet peeve, is getting behind a scratch head. They're buying these scratch tickets, and they can't decide which ones. And then they start scratching right there.
The scratch head is the greatest line ever. I love that term.
Oh, I'm
the
tired of
scratch
the
head.
heads. It's like, move on. My other pet peeve are these people that leave shopping carts in parking spaces in supermarkets.
It is the most lazy thing ever. And I saw this video recently of this big hulking guy who he intimidated him to take the cart all the way to the station and wouldn't allow the guy to get into his car. Now, look, I'm not for bullying, guys, but he just went up to him and says, you can do, can you take the cart and put it over there? He was like, yeah, sure, no problem. But the guy was hulking so much, all he could do is just do as he was asked so he can get up out of there. He didn't want to challenge him.
I understand the elderly and women with kids, they don't want to leave their kids. I
Right.
understand that. But when you see somebody 20 years old, perfectly good shape, and they just drop the cart and walk away, that's just lazy.
Yeah, it always bothers me. I'll never forget the time when I had to take a shopping cart all the way home when I was in Boston because I didn't have one and they weren't selling any. So I had to take the shopping cart all the way home. It was about a quarter of a mile, and I had to bring the darn thing all the way back to the place because I didn't have a car when I was in Boston. I was so upset.
The other pet peeve I have in stores is when you buy deli meat and they put that sticker right over the zipper part where you're supposed to open it up every day.
That's done on purpose. You know that, right? They do that on purpose. That's to let you know that it's fresh. Weirdos.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark.
You just ruin the bag when you try to open it.
Exactly. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you, buddy. Look at that. Airing of grievances coming. Like I said, it doesn't matter. You can talk about traffic. You can talk about a traffic cone. It doesn't matter. It's open. Friday's always, and this is the reason why. I said this to my wife one day. She goes, "Why do you hate Fridays so much?" And I said, "Because Fridays are slow. It's the one news day I despise because there's anything going on. If you have a story and it comes out on a Friday, it's to bury it. You bury that's how you bury the lead. You put it in on a Friday. That's why you got what's his name? Powell. His announcement today on a Friday because no one's going to report about it until Monday. So you kind of get a buffer. And Robert F. Kennedy's announcement today on a Friday. You don't get a lot of news burn out of it. So you do it on a Friday. You do it Friday afternoon and nobody cares. It's just the way it works. It's kind of sad, but it's true. And it's just the way that it is. By the way, if you're just joining us, we have two people, technically three, if you count Roland. But we have two people who won a Reese on the Radio t-shirt. Again, that is a Reese on the Radio t-shirt. Yesterday, Kamala Harris's speech came in at 37 and a half minutes and began at 10:32. And we got two people who got one or the other correct, and they'll be able to get a Reese on the Radio shirt. So the way we're going to do it, we're going to actually have the t-shirt made for you, and we are going to send it directly to you through that apparatus. So I will contact you this weekend to get the address that you'd like it sent to, if not your home address. and you'll have it there within a couple of days. It should take about a week to get there. But it is, of course, a Reese on the Radio shirt that you've seen me wear on the program. If you go to reasoontheradio.com, you've seen me wear it as well. So you'll be able to get that. And I'm thinking about sort of broadening this to where we'll do sort of like a Reese on the Radio t-shirt giveaway. Because we'd like to see people in merchandise. But we'll see whether or not people are actually interested in wearing a Reese on the Radio t-shirt. So there has to be a demand for it, so to speak. We'll let the market speak for itself, see if they're interested. Maybe we can find out if we can get, Mark Christopher, or maybe Joey Burgoyne, or, maybe we can get Tom Shattuck to wear a Reese on the Radio t-shirt. Now, I'm not going to lie. If we can get Brian Shackman to wear a Reese on the Radio t-shirt, that would be interesting. We'll see if we get all the hosts to wear. At least take a picture with a Reese on the Radio t-shirt on, right? And then I can talk about how fantastic it is that everybody is supporting Reese on the Radio. Just something that I think is cool. They won't have to pay for it. It's swag. So everybody likes swag. Who doesn't like swag? Mark Christopher. I know we're waiting on him. But I know that everybody likes a little bit of swag. Mark Christopher, don't you like swag? What's the best piece of swag you ever got at an event?
Swag.
Yeah.
Boy.
You ever get like a gift bag or something like that? At a party or anything? So you've never gotten any swag like that?
I don't get invited to swanky. I'm not like you. I wasn't in the record industry like you were.
No. I crashed parties, man. I was never invited to any type of event. I would go to like Montel Jordan's record release party. I crashed those things.
Yeah, I mean, See, I don't have that gift to gab like you have. I can't just walk in and.
Do you remember Ice
Cube?
Do you remember Ice Cube's group Body Count?
No, I don't.
Okay, Ice-T had a rock group called Body Count. I had a group called Body Count. They were performing at CBGB's, and me and a friend,
famous club.
Yeah, a friend of mine and I knew that we weren't going to be able to get in, and MTV was covering the event. I went to the front door, and I looked
when
at
MTV
did music. I looked at the bouncer and I said to him, "Hey, MTV is here, right?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "Is that guy Kurt Loder in there as well?" He goes, "Yeah, Kurt Loder's, he's there. He's covering the event." I said, "God, you got to let me in." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Listen to me. You got to let me in. It's an emergency." He goes, "Why?" I go, "That guy's sleeping with my wife."
Oh!
The bouncer turned around, looked at me, and said, "Yeah, go ahead in there." And that's how I got in.
Wow,
Ice Radio.
But that could have been a major confrontation.
The bouncer wanted to see me beat the crap out of Kurt Loder. I don't know why.
Wow. Maybe Kurt gave him a little bit of an attitude. And he was like, "Okay, I'll get you."
Yeah, maybe he's not all that friendly.
Yeah. He didn't seem all that friendly. That's for sure. At least coming up on television. He seemed like he was like a know-it-all kind of guy. I don't know.
Hard to believe that guy's in his 70s, almost 80.
Right. So you got in just by saying
Kurt was
wife.
messing with my wife.
Wow.
Yeah. Which, trust me, by the way, considering my first wife, it wasn't that far off.
Let's not get into that. 84 eastbound into downtown Hartford right now. You're slowing, approaching 46 Citizens Avenue down to the Bulky Bridge. This traffic report being brought to you by New Balance. Westbound 84 is tied up as you move by 56 Governor Street into the tunnel. If you are traveling 91 southbound, you'll see a little slow traffic now from 33 down to 32 A and B in Hartford. If you're traveling into Meriden, a little tap of the brakes down by exit 18 for the 691 interchange. Northbound 91, a little slow as you approach exit 21 in Cromwell. After that, good ride Hartford into Windsor. 291 through 84, okay, east of the river. 2 eastbound moving well, Glastonbury into Marlboro. Quiet Middletown, Waterbury, 84 eastbound, slowing by 18. Westman 84 is tied up 26 to 25A. 84 eastbound in Danbury delays 8 up to exit 11. South 95 is slowing from the Q Bridge down to 44 in New Haven.
You want me to play it?
Together on the 8th.
No, I'm going to try it myself.
And now, a
Yeah,
you
in.
That's like intricate.
WTIC 1080 News, WTIC.
Yeah, you're going to play. You got to play it right. Especially if your first time you fuck around and play it wrong and something come out that would have got you some money, you're going to be upset.
Yeah, I'm going to have to. Yeah, this one I'm going to have to. I'm going to really go through this.
One right now is the temperature in Hartford. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he is suspending his independent presidential bid and will seek to remove his name from the ballot in battleground states because he believes his presence in the race would help nominee for the Democrats, Vice President Harris. Kennedy says he plans on throwing his support to former President Trump. Oxford man
reference
crash
because you making John Silver upset.
What's that?
Faces men.
I said you're making John Silver upset. So future reference on
the shoulder,
bottom of the hour and top of the hour.
Oh, he wants to go
don't talk
directly
to
in?
Mark.
Oh, okay.
Do it on the. You can do it. You can talk to him on the 08 and 38
Okay,
when there's
gotcha.
no news coming.
Gotcha.
A week
Because he just came in there and lift his hands up like, what's going on?
2 dead. There's a rebuilding expo that's taking place tomorrow at Quarry Park in Oxford from 9 to 4 for anyone who can lend a hand in the rebuilding effort for those who need it. In the meantime, Fairfield Police.
Yeah, you don't want him to telling
telling
Janine nothing anyway.
Spatuck River may be
Oh,
linked
okay,
to
he's
last
that kind?
Sunday's.
Yeah.
Vice President Harris addressed the war in Gaza in her convention speech on Thursday night, hoping to diffuse one of the more divisive issues within the Democratic Party. Inflation nearly defeated and the job market cooling. The Federal Reserve is prepared to start cutting its key interest rate, and that from Chairman Jerome Powell today, though he didn't say when rate cuts would begin. It's thought that they would at least cut by a quarter point at the next meeting in September. Wall Street, the Dow up 462 points, the Nasdaq up 258, and the S&P gained 63 points today. Red Sox baseball on WTIC tonight. Arizona Diamondbacks are in town to start a 3-game series at Fenway. 6:10 the pregame right after the news. Yanks open a series with the Rockies at the stadium. The Mets are in San Diego to face the Padres. Eastern League, the Yard Goats take on New Hampshire, 6:35 on the Odyssey app. For these stories and more, go to WTIC.com. I'm John Silva, WTIC 1080 News.
Sponsored by New Balance, South Windsor, and Avon, your headquarters for back-to-school sneakers.
This is Michael DeCibio from New Balance South Windsor and Avon, where you'll find both fashion and fit for back to school. With our large selection and fit specialists, we'll help you find the right sneaker in the right size so everyone goes home happy. Visit New Balance at Evergreen Walk in South Windsor and on Route 44 in the Avon Marketplace.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
She posted about us just now.
Celebrities can't get enough of Beyond's bespoke skincare line.
She has 147 million followers. How do we monetize?
She needs a social media associate to help her with the hype.
We should repost this. Do we need a hashtag?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Getting quality employees
1 minute.
your company is essential.
Thank you.
But finding those people can be a major hassle.
Damn, it's a real name, Haggis.
Recruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze.
no, yeah, Haggis
and right
from,
now you can try it for
what's the
free.
name? That's
at
one of the scallywags, yeah.
ZipRecruiter.com/free.
From Chicopee.
Yeah. Click sends your job.
Oh, I bowl out there. Okay.
But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the
And 10.
power of
Right after the drop.
for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is Reese on the Radio, filling in for Todd Feinberg on WTIC News Talk 1080.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. You're going to hear about it.
We got so much stuff that we didn't cover today because, of course, it's the airing of Grievance Friday, which is, again, it's turning into one of my favorite days. Hard to believe Friday is turning into one of my favorite days. I would hate Fridays normally, because it's the end of the week and it's the end of the broadcasting week. And, of course, we still got the Sunday show, which, by the way, you can check out here at downloading the Odyssey app or going to WTIC.com. And if you do miss either of those times by going to the Odyssey app or listening to WTIC, you can always go to ReeseOnTheRadio.com because it will air the morning of on Reese on the Radio. So you can get the show directly. So you can check it out there. But, yeah, this has actually been a really pretty fun Friday. And I'm kind of misty-eyed about it because you guys have been so great. We talked about everything from peanut butter and jelly to food. It's not always about, the media and the news reports and stuff like that. So it's nice to sort of take a break from that. And I kind of felt like the whole week was about the Democratic National Convention and screaming and hollering about that. So it's nice to get away from it and do something a little fun. So I appreciate all of you who are calling in to air grievances and talk about so many funny things. And Matt in Bristol, I do want to say he was just kidding about the he was kidding about the apple butter, I think it was that he was talking about. He was just kidding. He knows better. But he wants me to defend his honor. He was just kidding. Let's get to the BPS Traffic Center with Mark Christopher. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Reese, thank you very much. Good afternoon to you and to everyone. And then 91 southbound and Hartford delays.
Nah, tell me you got to stand on business.
Northbound 91, that moves very well. Cromwell through downtown up into Windsor. Still seeing delays in East Hartford 84 westbound approaching the Bulkley Bridge up to 45 Flatbush Avenue. 84 eastbound losing some speed 46 up to 48 Capitol Avenue. No problems east of the river. 291 through 84. 2 eastbound's okay. Glastonbury to Marlboro. 9 northbound's a little slow at the Oregon Bridge in Middletown. Now, if you're traveling 84 eastbound, you got delays by 18 in Waterbury. Westbound 84 slowing 26 in Cheshire up to exit 25 in Waterbury. 84 eastbound slowing in Danbury from 8 up to exit 11 in Newtown. Southbound on the Parkway, you've got slow traffic as you move from exit 62 down in toward the West Rock Tunnel. 95 southbound delays in New Haven from 46 down to exit 44. Traffic and weather together on the 8th WTIC News Talk 1080.
WTIC weather.
Well, after a gorgeous Friday, a great evening, and a beautiful late summer weekend coming up. Clear to partly cloudy tonight. The low down to 55. Very comfortable. Then a great start to the weekend on Saturday. Partly sunny. Light breeze out of the west-southwest. The high of 85. Rinse and repeat for Sunday with partly sunny skies. The high right back to 85, though the wind out of the south-southwest instead. On Monday, a mix of clouds and sun. There'll be a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. Some of the slow-moving storms could produce flash flooding. Also, hail and localized damaging wind gusts possible with some of those storms. The high of 84. Cloudy on Tuesday morning with a couple of showers. Then some breaks of clouds and sun for the afternoon. The high up to 81. New Haven at 79 right now. So is Bridgeport. Bristol at 78, and it's 81 in Hartford. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina in the WTIC Weather Center.
Don't just live with foot pain. Find the Good Feet store nearest you at goodfeet.com.
Looking for the best ways to prepare for retirement? Then be sure to tune in to Johnson Brunetti's Money Wisdom with Eric Hogarth tomorrow morning at 8:30 right here on WTIC News Talk 1080.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Here's Brooke Burke for Skechers' new Workout Walker footwear.
Do you know the world's #1 most popular form of exercise? It's walking. And one company has you covered. Skechers, the comfort technology company, with their newest performance walking sneaker, Skechers Workout Walker. Because the Skechers Workout Walker is fully loaded to get the most out of your walk, including a carbon-infused plate in the sole to add more spring to your step. Find Skechers Workout Walker for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
For eligible individuals 18 and older.
1 minute.
Website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With Jabra Enhanced Select's premium package, better hearing doesn't happen in a doctor's office. It happens at home, all done remotely from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better.
You get the same advanced hearing aid technology and professional support you expect from a clinic at a fraction of the cost. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week, no charge.
Oh, you people are wonderful.
Our premium package includes hearing aids.
Who you calling
3
you
years of
people?
Follow-up care, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage, and a 100-day money-back guarantee.
I hear better than I ever thought possible.
Save $300 on
And
100 hearing aids automatically at checkout. Just go to jabraenhance.com/try. That's JABRA enhance.com/try. jabraenhance.com/try.
What's up, everybody? It's Reese on the Radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
WTIC News Talk 1080.
It's Reese on the Radio.
That timing was impeccable.
It's Reese on the Radio. News Talk 1080 WTIC. Stop kidding with me. I played this song too before the show. Roland, stop playing with me. Did you hear me DJing earlier? Tell the truth.
I wanted to fuck with you.
Anyway.
I was like, I'm going to write all these songs down.
It's Reese on the Radio, News Talk 1080 WTIC. He actually did hear them. I was sitting there going, how does he know every song that I played? So I had the microphone on and I was DJing. He was actually listening to every song. I didn't think the microphone was picking it up. How did the mix sound? Is that pretty good?
Yeah, I was jamming over here. I'm like, oh, he got a party going on.
Okay, no doubt. Okay, good. He was going to keep it from me, too. Let's get to the phones before we get up out of here. Haggis is in Chicopee. Hello, Haggis. How are you? You on Reese on the Radio?
Hello, Reese.
How are you, sir?
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's up, sir?
So I just walked in the house and turned you on and heard about the shopping cart.
Okay.
So that is one of my grievances. And what really bugs me is not only do they leave them there, but it seems like they go out of their way to put them in front of or behind another car.
Yeah, and I think that's the objective for them to do it is so no one can see that they've been left there. And it doesn't make any sense because I feel like they have the little cart areas every, 30 yards away from each other? It's like, it seems like they're everywhere. Like you never have to travel too far to put a cart back. So I don't understand why people leave them. So it's like extreme laziness or just not caring.
So what I do is I sit in my truck and I wait. And you can tell the people that are going to leave the carts there. And I wait till they unload it, pack the car, get in the car, and then I go out and I take the shopping cart and I push it in front of their car and go back to my truck and leave.
That's dangerous.
I have to leave quick because I used to stick around and confront them, and then that got too volatile at some time.
The views expressed by Haggis and Chicopee are not necessarily those of Reese on the Radio or News Talk 1080 WTIC. Please be careful.
Exactly.
Thank you, Haggis. I appreciate you, sir. Jeff is in.
Have a great.
You too. Jeff is in Marlboro. Hello, Jeff. You're on Reese on the Radio.
Hey, Reese on the Radio. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, sir.
So I got a couple of comments. I'm going to try and get them in real quick, all right?
Okay.
So you mentioned Body Count before. Body Count did a cover of a Suicidal Tendencies song called Institutionalized.
I remember that.
But they did the same music, but they changed the lyrics. You got to listen to both. You'll thank me.
Okay, good. All right. I'll definitely will. Wow, I did not know that. Okay, I've got to listen to both now.
Yeah, it's awesome. And then shopping carts, I leave them wherever the heck I feel like it. That's what they pay those kids. That's what they pay those kids for, so get over it.
Wait a minute, let me ask you this. Are you the kind of guy, Jeff, that if somebody puts like their lawn chair in a parking spot during a snowstorm, that you will throw the lawn chair out of the way and park in the spot anyway? Are you that kind of guy?
Oh, yeah.
I knew it. There's a certain kind of guy that I'll never forget my first week in Boston on the radio after the snowstorm, because it happened that weekend. That was the biggest story of the week. People who had shoveled all their cars out and they put their lawn furniture in the chair, and they would come home and someone else was parked in their spot and their lawn furniture was tossed aside. And people were ticked off about that. They were angry at me for taking the side of people who parked in those spots. We're like, people have to park. I'm sorry that your parking spot has been, taken. But, if you shoveled it out, it doesn't mean that it's yours. And people thought that I was being cruel when I said that was the first time I'd ever heard the term sweat equity. The guy said to me, he said, yeah, you don't know, Reese, you put a lot of sweat equity into shoveling your car out. You want that spot when you get back home. And I went, okay.
Yeah, well, there's another saying is tough titty, said the kitty. So,
Thank you.
The last thing I want to ask you is, about a month ago, you encouraged us non-black people to speak to some of our friends about listening to your show.
Yes.
And I had mentioned that Reese on the Radio T-shirts would be a great way to get that conversation started, rather than sounding like some stupid.
Well, it would probably be risky if you did it the wrong way. I was like, yeah, this is black guy. You should listen to him. That might not work.
So I'm hearing that you've got Reese on the Radio T-shirts, and that was. Did you start making them after my suggestion? Because I'd really like to get my hands on one.
Well, that's people are already contacting me about that, and I think, like I said, it turns out the marketplace is asking for them, so we're going to start producing them, and we should have them very soon. We'll definitely let everybody know.
All right, I'm in for one, man.
Hey, listen, just send me an email at reeseontheradio.com, so I'll put you on the list.
All right, thanks, Reese.
You got it, sir. I appreciate it. Let's go to Stephen. You got it, sir. Thank you. Let's go to Stephen Waterbury. Hello, Steve. You're on Reese on the Radio.
Reese, I'm the type of guy to be sitting in the lawn chair with my sunglasses like I'm getting a suntan.
Waiting for somebody to try to take the spot?
Yeah, absolutely.
They were really upset with me about that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. That's fine. The people that leave the shopping carts, I think, are the same people that will throw stuff out of their car when there's a garbage can 10 feet away.
What litterers?
Yes.
I'll tell you. I used to be obsessive about litter, Steve. If I'm walking down the street and somebody leaves like garbage on the sidewalk, I was obsessive about picking it up. Not that I was much like a weird recycling person, but I think that came from my mom. My mom was really strict about don't walk past garbage, like in our house. Like if you see it there, it doesn't matter if you put it there, pick it up and throw it away. And I would be walking down the street and somebody would leave like a styrofoam cup on the street. I would pick it up and I would throw it away. I have no idea, but I was obsessive in my 20s about picking up litter.
That's good for you, man. Seriously. I want to pick your brain a little bit.
Sure.
There's not a grievance. So I was thinking of identifying as black. I don't think I want to be called black. I'm not sure what I want to be called. But then I was thinking even more so, I think I want to go gray.
Okay.
And because, that's kind of like a super minority. It's only like the people that get abducted by the grays. And I could be here illegally because I certainly wouldn't have come.
So wait a minute. So you want to be gray. Okay. Well, first of all, you may have to identify as a zombie because I think those are the only ones that are gray. But
being Friday night is a good chance I might be.
Okay. So you might want to identify, and I believe that a great zombie name, if you're going to pick one, should always be Trevor. I don't know why, but Trevor's a good name for a zombie. I don't know why, but it always turns out that Trevor is a good name for a zombie. So if you're going to be gray and you're not going to be black, I could have given you a great black name if you wanted to identify as black. And that name would have to be, and it is the best name ever for any black person, no matter what the era. That name is Rollo. You must always go with Rollo.
That's from Fred Sanford, isn't it?
That's correct. Rollo is the best black name ever invented.
I used to go by, the heck was it? Bubba something, the redneck rapper there, but but I like Trevor. I could be kind of tell people I'm like cousin to Rob Zombie in that.
There you go. Exactly right. Yeah. Good deal. Thank you, Steve. Much appreciated, sir. Last but not least is Dave in Plainville. Hello, Dave. You're on Reese on the Radio. How are you, sir?
I got a lot of problems with you people.
What's your grievance today, Dave?
Zombies. Good, Reese. How are you?
I'm so great, man. I'm so great. I'm having the time of my life, man, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Okay, so just remember, don't worry about shopping carts. Don't worry about zombies. Everybody just be happy.
Yeah.
And be joyful.
Try
just
our
like
best.
the Democratic Party.
That's right.
Just be happy.
Even if
Why
it's
is that
delusional,
pep rally?
even if it's faux, just be happy. You're 100%
You know
right.
what? You know what? We don't want to hurt your feelings, so you don't have to go to work today.
There you go. Exactly. Thanks, Dave.
You know what? We don't want to hurt your feelings, so stay home for 2 weeks. We'll give you paid vacation.
Oh, they would love that.
Okay.
You call it paid family leave, and it doesn't matter whether or not you have a family anyway. just you can identify as a family. That's how you do it. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
Let's get
Have a good weekend.
You too, sir. Is Betty in West Hartford? Betty?
Yes.
Hey, Betty, how are you? You're on Reese on the Radio. How are you, ma'am?
Well, I'm fine, and I'm a racist. I think everyone is white, Catholic, and a female.
Wait a minute. You think everyone is white and what else?
Catholic and a female.
And female. Okay, everyone is
and I love
white.
bologna, and I love jelly sandwiches.
Okay.
And I believe in moving carts because the people moving carts. By the way, I love your humor, so I'm not grieving about that. Thank you. You are so funny.
Thank you.
And you are so enriching to our society. It's so awesome to hear you. But the guy who called you, and he was funny. I don't know his name. I didn't get that. You have to think, if that cart went into his truck, would he be happy?
Yeah, I know. I'm always concerned about people who like the confrontation part. My wife got me, Betty. And are you married, Betty? If you don't mind my asking.
He's outside probably listening to Hardy Cars.
Oh, that's fine. No, but this happened to me one day. I'll never forget it. We were at a Wawa and I was getting coffee, and I guess some guy thought my wife was single. And I guess he tried to, as they say, holler at her. And I guess he was trying to get her attention. And he didn't know that she was with anyone. And she ignored him.
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
Oh, the word was holler. In other words, he was trying to get to know her. He was trying to say, hey, hey, sweetheart, how are you? He didn't know that she was
low on the language.
Nah, that's okay.
1920.
Yeah, so he was trying to get to know her. And he was like, hey, sweetheart, or hey, how are you? Whatever the case was. She ignored him. He took umbrage with the fact that she ignored him. And I think he said something slick to her. He didn't call her any names. He didn't call her a B word or anything like that. But I guess he said something about her attitude. Well, anyway, I'm making coffee over at the coffee station, and my wife is walking up to me, and all I hear my wife say is, do you want to tell my husband what you just said? And I just looked up and I went, oh, hell, what the heck's happening? And I'm in my head because I'm just making my coffee. I'm listening to the music, playing at the Wawa. Right. And I look up and all of a sudden my wife's telling some random guy, hey, you want to tell my husband what you just said? And in my head, I'm saying to myself, great, I've got to fight now. I'm going to have to get into a fight now. And he, I guess, whatever the reason was, he decided not to engage. He just went, no, I didn't say anything to you. I didn't mean any harm. And she just sort of sucked her teeth and was just like, I thought not. And I'm sitting there going, why are you making this worse? Like, nothing against the guy, but I'm like, I did not wake up this morning. I haven't had my first cup of coffee. I'm not fight ready. I need, let me get a cruller in me at least.
People have to be people, and we are all really good people. And you make me smile, so this is not a grievance. I'm laughing as I'm trying to figure out dinner tonight, and you make me laugh. And I think your wife in Texas or wherever she is, God bless her. And I like bologna too. She's listening.
She will not let me know. I know.
What's in it.
She, you know what she says to me? She says, I cannot have bologna because she wants me to live forever. That's the way I said, I doubt bologna's going to stop me. Like, bologna's not going to be the thing.
So here's a joke to you. It's an old joke I'm supposed to say. I mean, I've heard it's out there. So we can make plans, and that makes God smile.
That's, you know what? That is one of my favorite lines that I tell all my kids. You want to make God laugh? Make plans. I say it all the time.
You sound like an awesome father.
Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Forget about you.
I want a T-shirt.
Okay, Betty, send me an email at reasoontheradio.com. Just send me an email so I can get your information.
I'm a dinosaur, 1921, so I'm not very good on that. So,
You sound young. You sound young as ever.
You know why? Because people like you who have spirit and who have lived. God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you too. Gosh, that's sweet. That's really, really sweet. Oh, do we have Wall Street Joe in New Hampshire? What's he got? Joe, what's going on? You're on Reese On The Radio. I'm sure you've got some Wall Street stuff before the end of the close has already happened. What do you got for me, Joe?
Well, Jerome Powell made a statement. The market went crazy, and it slacked off a little at the end. But really, he's only making that concession because things are bad. You don't lower rates if things are good.
That's correct.
And that 800,000 job, phony job, 810,000.
That revision
out the past year. That's why he came out with that. He's trying to counteract that news. But time will tell. I still maintain after Labor Day things are going to hit the fan.
Well, we'll be watching. We've only got a little while. So
That's great. And did you catch RFK's news conference
Yeah,
today?
I literally just played a little bit of it earlier, but I'm going to catch it all because, of course, I'm going to be covering it on Sunday. Unfortunately,
He laid out Ukraine perfectly.
Yes, I heard about that. That's the other clip that I need to get for the Sunday show because I'm going to play that as well. That's a very, very good point that you just made because that arrangement, there's the conversation that's happening with BRICS. And Ukraine is another interesting development.
Yeah, he laid out the BRICS, too, with the dollar going to be irrelevant, et cetera. I mean, the guy is right on top of it. No wonder they wanted to hide him.
Yeah, indeed. Thank you, Joe. Much appreciated,
Thank you.
folks.
Have a good weekend.
You got it. You
Yeah,
too.
bye-bye.
As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. You guys have a wonderful weekend. He is Mark Christopher in the BPS Traffic Center. Hey, Mark. Hello.
Stay out of those convenience stores. You never know when somebody's gonna at your wife. Have a great weekend, Reese. Man, I'm disappointed. I was gonna vote for Kennedy too, but
Me as well.
if you're westbound 84, you got delays. Yeah, I know. I'm disappointed. 84 westbound, you got delays 56 Governor Street into the tunnel. 84 eastbound looks good into downtown.
All right, my boy.
I cannot believe this week is going by too fast.
Yeah, I mean, you got
Downtown up in the
endless weeks left, my boy.
I know.
Gonna turn into it starts with weeks, turn into months, and then it turns into years, dog.
Yeah, you never know, right?
Yeah.
You can only hope. All right, God bless you, bro. Thank you for everything, man. You've been fantastic. I really appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Play them numbers tonight, man. Win that big bread.
I'm getting ready to walk out the door right now.
All right.
I'll at you.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy.
Slows 48 down to.
Oh, thank you, everybody. And thank you, Michael A. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You have no idea hanging out with me and had so much fun this week. And, I mean, from the bottom of my heart. And I'm trying not to cry. You guys be good. All right? Love you guys. Bye.